What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 20 of the God Logic Project. If you're in here, say what's up, say hello, God bless everyone. Today we're gonna have a pretty unique stream. We're gonna be on Clubhouse, engaging with Muslims there on Clubhouse. So I just want to make sure that everything is good here as I set this stream up before I turn it on Clubhouse. I see there's a few of you guys in here. This is a little weird. What's going on here? Guys, did you guys get the notification of the of everything? Of the stream? Okay, there we go. I see the comments coming in now. All right, there we go, for sure. Everything sounds good. All right, there we go. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Yeah, this is going to be fun, guys. This is going to be fun. We're going to have a room full of Muslims here on Clubhouse, and we're going to be going at it. We have one of these Muslims on here who is extremely disrespectful. I love making him look stupid. So I'm just warning you guys now. You may see a different Avery with this stream. You may see a different one. Because there's a story behind the topic of the title. So, and there's a story behind the Muslims that's on the stage. So, this is going to be fun. So yeah, make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys share it, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, Facebook, watching over there on Facebook, please react, give a like, put that like button on. I love it. You know how we do. It helps get it in the algorithm. But yeah, this is we're about to have some fun right now. So let's go ahead and get this on. Let me share this screen real quick. Let's go ahead and share the screen room here. There we are.
Can get the hikmah from you, X-Planet. And I'm not sure what's going on, but where are all the lions of Dawah on Clubhouse?
Don't worry, I'm here. The one
not you, the smart ones. Come on.
I'm a one-man army. I'm a one-man army.
Ping them all.
I am a one-man army.
Yeah, I know, but hey, what's happening, God Logic? God bless. But the problem is, X.
Salam, I'm a seed.
As soon as we're done giving you the work, X, then all the other Muslims on Clubhouse are going to say you're not knowledgeable. So, I want them all here. Get Shabibi Lewis, get Eminem, please get them all here.
Where's Left Pock at?
Yeah, where's Left Pock? We need all the left shoulders from Adam to hop on the stage. I see you down there, Original, Africo. Come on up, man. We got
We
got the coward Muslimah in the room, Green Silver. Come on up, Green. You like to talk mess? You like to talk all the mess and all that kind of stuff? Come on up.
Well, you dropped
conversation.
I'm here. Sorry, I had a call, man. I had to save the world. Explain it. We're saving the world. I'm here. I'm back.
Come on up, shoulder. Come on up.
We got Dappy Boy who stole some right shoulder privileges from us.
God bless you all.
Hey,
God bless.
Allah Akbar.
May Allah's peace be with you, kuffar. Anyway, can we get to it? I'm waiting.
We're waiting for more of your Muslim brothers.
Bruh. Let's just get right to it. They'll come. Don't worry, man. Just are y'all afraid of this work or what? Can we read some Exodus?
They are turking for the left shoulder.
If a man sells his daughter as a servant, I want to know why would a man?
Yeah, explain it. We haven't started yet. Hold on here.
Hold your horses, dude. We're waiting up.
You guys, missionary for
explain it. The best part is you don't get to run the room.
No, but you guys are, highly invested in some, YouTube money. Why don't we get to it, man? Are y'all here for money or what?
Come on up,
Gavin, to how many Christians?
Bring all your Christians. Bring the Israelites too, because this goes for the Israelites.
X-Pen, I'm gonna need you to mute up for a second while we set up this room.
Can you mute me for just a moment? I'm doing something.
All right,
Yeah, we got you.
So, yeah. So what we're doing here is we're waiting for because there's a lot of Christians here already. We want the Muslims to come on up, to come and flood the room. You guys been talking mess. You guys been blocking us.
Bro, I'll show you got me blocked right now, bro.
Please mute up. Please mute up. I'm not done. Do not interrupt. We're not doing this. We're gonna have respect for the stage and definitely respect for the moderation. That's what's happening.
PTR proof that you blocked me. Can you?
So please mute up while we're talking, please. Thank you.
Can you admit you blocked me?
Okay.
Hey Zay, I'm telling you right now, dude. We already started this. If he's continuing to be disruptive and disrespectful, you already know what we agreed to. So,
yeah.
So
come on, brother.
I have no problem. We want the conversation to be had. We want the Muslims up here, and Christians as well. Guys, if you guys are disruptive, Christians and Muslims, you will not be participating in the conversation.
I won't disrupt if you admit you blocked me.
So go ahead and mute up.
Fair enough.
Thank you so much. Are there any other Muslims that would like to come on up? All right, we see Ibn in here. Ibn. All right.
That's not a Muslim.
That's not a Muslim. That's not.
It's not a Muslim.
Yeah, that guy's not a Muslim. His name's hilarious, though. So, I mean, seriously, stay tuned. X, can you guys ping? Because, listen,
let's get to it, man. It's not a show. You guys, I'm here, bro.
Just X Planet and who is this? Dappy Boy and Muhammad.
I'll be honest with you. We're the only ones who want. Y'all, you're so disrespectful,
Okay, so Dappy Boy, can real quick listen. So I'm only gonna, and I'm sure the other Christians are gonna do the same. We're only gonna bring things from your sources, nothing from our own pocket. So the problem is,
with me, don't worry.
Perfect. So the problem is, X, Dappy Boy, and Muhammad. If you are a Muslim as well, no, I don't think. Never mind, Muhammad. Dappy Boy and X. The problem is that once we're finished with you two, every Muslim on this app is going to say you two don't have knowledge. So I want the guys with knowledge.
Can we get to it?
So you start this debate by first stepping on our.
Hold on, Dappy Boy, hold on. I'm sorry. Somebody X, do you have life blocked?
I got 0 people blocked. I do not block.
All right, well,
Can you admit you blocked me?
I'm still going to move you down.
It's all right.
I'm still going to move you down temporarily because he can't get in. You'll be the only one that has him blocked.
I'll go down, but you watch this. He won't bring.
All right, let's try to get him in.
We got Omar down there too. He's claims to be a knowledgeable Muslim, so let's make sure we get him up here.
Perfect.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, one happy Muslim.
He still can't get in. All right, so it's not. All right, so I'm dropping everybody. Zay, do you have life blocked?
No.
You sure?
No, not that. No. Hold on.
Check. Can you check and see?
No, I was in the
room. Zaytoon doesn't block, bro. What the hell, bro?
Yeah,
he does. He blocked. He already kicked.
Dappy Boy, what's happening? You got life blocked?
Can't be Dappy Boy. He's new to this.
No.
I don't got life.
All right, so we gotta drop everybody down really quick.
You just drop.
Hold on. Put his name up top. That way, anybody who does have blood, put him up top.
All right. Yeah, everybody move down to the audience.
Wow, you dropped your own boys. Wow, they all are Christians fighting each other now. Hey, what about that Israelite room? They open room on you Christians. They got to like 300 people. Why don't y'all show up? Why is the Israelites tearing y'all apart, man? It's sad. I feel sad for Christianity, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. You guys got an Israelite problem, bro.
I bet you do.
I don't.
Wait, hold on. Oh wait, I don't. Do you have life? What you call it? His name?
Yeah.
I'll move the Muslim down because I know that they blocked them.
Of course, it's not a Christian that blocked him.
Abu, do you have him blocked? Damn, man. This is what's wrong with Christian rooms. You guys take forever, man.
Wait, okay. Hold on. Is he blocked?
I actually follow that that person. But and X, just to clarify, no, he didn't move me down. I moved down myself because I want.
Danny, come on, man. You know you got life blocked. Well, what did life do, man?
Yeah, okay, no problem. So I want to get this thing started. So yeah, as soon as Brother Life can join, then we can go ahead and get this started. But I'm really, I mean, you're worried about the Hebrew Israelites. You should be worried about your Ummah, man. Where are they? Well, I mean,
I'm right here, man. I'm
look. There's
a ummah. There's
Yeah,
a ummah
Life
that
made
has
it in.
one follower. Like I have
All
an
right.
ummah on my own. I'm right here.
Okay, so I see how this goes. So once you get utterly destroyed, then all the Muslims can say, "Well, we weren't there." I got it. No
Danny,
problem.
let's stop the chit chat. Who's? I want no logic. No one else. Come up.
Where's Deppy Boy?
It's me and the biggest
Come back
Christian
up, Deppy.
apologist on this app. 1-on-1, please. Like I'm saying, pretty please.
Thank you.
All right. I'll be right back, everyone. I gotta go pray.
All right.
Well, go ahead, pray.
Pray for X.
Yeah. In Allah's name, amen.
Y'all better give that left shoulder some reward.
All right, ladies and gents. So this is how we're doing this. So for the first 30 minutes, we're going to allow the Muslim to make their argument against Christianity, against the Bible, on slavery, whatever objections they have and make up. We're going to spend 30 minutes doing that, going back and forth on that specific topic, slavery in Christianity. No segueing, no going off topic, no nothing else. And then after that 30 minutes is up, is going to be now the subject of slavery in Islam. Okay? And so we'll be making our objections and arguments against the Muslims on that aspect. No switching up, no going off topic, no running. So this is what we agreed to. This is what we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and start now. I'm about to start the timer. Any Muslim on the stage can start off by giving their argument on slavery in the Bible. And let me go ahead and start the timer. We're going to start this right about. Hold up, Cass. Okay. Let's get it.
First question, is slavery justified? Like the person in the chat just asked or just stated, is slavery justified?
What do you mean by slavery?
Shall I begin? Okay. The 10th commandment, Exodus 20, verse 17, and Deuteronomy 5:21 commands you people not to covet a man's slave. The Old Testament, it sets two standards for the treatment of slaves, depending on whether they were Jews or Gentiles. We've got Leviticus 25, verses 39 through 43. It says, slaves taken from among the Hebrew people are to be treated well as if they were hired servants and be permitted their freedom in Jubilee year. Leviticus 25:44 is concerned with the treatment of Gentile slaves, bondmen, and bondsmaids. Verse 44 says Gentile slaves can be bought and sold at will. Verse 45, Leviticus 25, verse 45 says that even their children are the perpetual property of their owners. It is silent as to any rights of Gentile slaves or whether they are to be treated well. Leviticus 25, verse 46 reminds that the Jews that slaves bought from among their own people are to be treated in such a manner, implying that there is no such obligation for the treatment of Gentile slaves. Let's go to Corinthians chapter 7, verse 21 through 23. Paul asks slaves to be content with their Lord because they'll be, free with the Lord. So we've got in the Old Testament clear verses. We've got the verses saying that, you should sell your own daughter into slavery. We've got Exodus 21, verse 7 through 11. If a man sells his daughter as a servant, she's not to, go free as a male servant does. She does not please the master who has selected her for himself. He must let her be redeemed. He has no right to sell her to foreigners because he has broken faith with her. If he selects her for his son, he must grant her the rights of a daughter. If he marries another woman, he must not deprive the first one of her food, clothing, marital rights. We got Leviticus 25. I just did that. Never mind. Yeah, so I mean, it's throughout the Bible. I mean, what do you mean by what is slavery? It's clear. We got daughter selling. We've got 7 years rule. It's all over. Like there's specifications on how long it should be. It's clear. Like, are you guys saying this is justified?
Yeah. So when you say slavery, you still didn't tell me what you meant by that. You just read some verses in the Bible on when it mentions slaves and how to handle certain slaves. When I asked you, what do you mean by slavery, you still didn't answer that. So let me be more specific with the question. With slavery, do you mean the subjugation of people by force and forcing them into slavery out of their own wills, stealing them from their homelands, and forcing them into labor in your camp? Or do you mean indentured servitude, people giving their selling their own service to house themselves for a job, for shelter and structure of home, a wife servant, as you read? Is that what you mean? Like, what type of slavery are you talking about?
See, I like to stick to scripture. I don't like speaking from my own. Even with Islam, I would not, speak on my own desire. I quote references. So again, Exodus 21, verse 20 through 21. Anyone who beats their male or female slave with a rod must be punished if the slave dies as a direct result, but they're not to be punished if the slave recovers after a day or two, since the slave is their property. The slave, according to the Bible, is their property.
Again, you're still not answering the question. Are you talking about slavery as in indentured servitude, or slavery taking and robbing someone from their homeland, kidnapping them, selling them as slaves, and things of that nature? Like, for example, the transatlantic slave trade. Is that what you're talking about, or are you talking about indentured servitude? Which one?
Well, I wouldn't be silly enough to say the transatlantic slave trade is, because that's post when the Bible was written. It's post Bible, right? So I wouldn't be referring to that. Of course, I would be, quoting these references that the same people who practice the transatlantic slave trade, they applied these verses. Where did they get these? Where did they get these rules and regulations from? The Bible.
So, like,
how to beat your slaves, how to go ahead and take them as captive. So, yeah, I'm not saying they're indentured servants. No, absolutely not.
Okay, got you. So you're saying the type of slavery, you're accusing the type of slavery that you're saying is wrong is, for example,
how is it wrong?
The type of slave I'm asking. This is what I'm trying to get you to say. I want you to give us your position. Are you saying that indentured servitude is wrong, or are you saying that the type of slavery, like, for example, the transatlantic slave trade, that type of slavery is wrong? Like, for example, is it wrong to take someone from their home or raid a village unjustifiably and force people into slavery? Is that wrong to do? Force them into forced labor against their will? X?
He run away already?
My bad. I was muted. I was speaking. My bad. In my worldview, that's absolutely wrong. According to the Bible, that's exactly what happened.
All right, beautiful.
And that's why the transatlantic slave trade was justified. It was,
beautiful.
And it was race-based, clearly.
Okay, awesome. So, all right. So we have a lot of claims being made here. So we have racial slavery being justified in the Bible. We have selling daughters into slavery in the Bible, according to X. All these kind of things. This is beautiful. But we finally.
Well, what about an animal? Which one is according to you?
One second. So we finally got an answer that raiding a village and taking people unjustifiably and forcing them into labor, forcing them into slavery against their will, kidnapping people from their homeland and forcing them and selling them into slavery, according to X Planet's worldview, is wrong to do. Beautiful. I'm glad that you said.
Can I back it up?
You want to backtrack?
Back it up. I want to back it up with Leviticus 25. I mean, it says.
No.
Why are you guys against the Bible though? And then you need to respond to these verses, not just keep asking.
You're right. X, look. You've already quoted probably like 6 or 7 verses already. I just wanted to at least get your position first on your outlook on slavery and what you're talking about, so that we can know what we're addressing here. So we're addressing the type of slavery that happened during the transatlantic slave trade, basically kidnapping someone from their homeland unjustifiably forcing them into labor and so forth. We're not talking about prisoners of war, like and stuff like that, God's judgment. We're talking about going into folks' lands unjustifiably, forcing them into labor, kidnapping them from their homelands, and selling them as slaves, owning them as slaves. That's what you're talking about. That is wrong according to your worldview.
I missed the last part, but according to the Bible, you are justified into going to other lands, nations, taking people from wherever they belong and enslaving them according to the Bible. Yes.
All right.
That's what I see.
All right, cool. So can
I take a 10-second call? I'll be right back. Literally 10 seconds. You can just hold it. No cricket sounds. I'm right here.
All right.
10 seconds.
Guys, I hope that you guys are taking notes and remembering what he said. He is against women being sold into slavery, right? And women and daughters sold into slavery.
Can I say something?
Against,
can I say
right when I finish the recap.
But Aiden, hold on.
Yeah, right when I finish the recap, it's on you, A. So he said he's against women being given into slavery. That's wrong. Raiding villages unjustifiably and going in there and forcing folk into labor, going in people's lands, enslaving them. That's wrong. All of that stuff is wrong according to X. Go ahead, A.
I was saying, why are you saying it like that, Logic? I hope you guys are taking notes. I hope you're doing this. I hope you're doing that. Are you okay with these verses? I'm so confused. Like, are you okay with all this? Like,
we're going to answer in a minute because he said a lot of false things.
Okay.
We're just trying to get his.
I'm gonna wait for this to come back.
We're just trying to get his position down so that we can answer him, accurately.
Mm-hmm.
And we're also doing 30 for 30. I don't know if you were here when he established that, but we're doing 30 minutes on Christianity. Yeah, we're doing 30 minutes on Christianity.
My bad, bro.
Case. And after that, we're going to do 30 minutes on the Quran or in Islam in general about slavery. So that's the reason why David said what he said.
All right. So beautiful. So now, X, can you read Exodus chapter 21, verse 17? Since we finally got your position, and we know that the slavery, what you're against, I want you to read this verse.
I didn't clarify what I meant.
You did.
Clearly, like you're denying that people from other nations were, bought and sold as slaves. You're denying that. I mean, are you implying that this doesn't exist?
Nobody's denying nothing. Can you please read the verse that he asked you to read?
Well, I mean, if you watch the replay, I've quoted several verses. No one responded.
Can you read the verse he asked you to read?
Yeah. So let me make it clear for you what like the direction.
I thought I was supposed to, defend for 30 minutes or whatever. My
X. Let me, and it's all you. I'm just letting you know. I haven't denied anything that you brought up so far. I haven't attacked anything. I haven't even objected. All I've been doing is just, marking down your claims. I'm marking down and taking note of your position. That's all I'm doing. So we're going to go through these verses and answer, right? But I wanted your position that you're standing on, which you clearly stated for me. So now I know what to address specifically at its core, and then we can go to the other misconceptions. At its core, your position is that it's wrong to force people into labor against their will, unjustifiably, and to go into people's lands, kidnap them, take them from their homeland, and force them into labor and sell them as slaves. You said that according to your worldview, is wrong.
More. And, to deem them below animals, we can show you in the Bible, Exodus 23, verse 12. Yeah, they're beneath animals, and their children shall be inherited as well.
All right, no problem. Okay, good. So now, can you now read chapter 21, verse 17 of Exodus?
Okay. So we're not going to address any verses.
We're going to address all those verses in these 30 minutes, Lord willing, Messiah willing.
So if I read this, am I able to go back to my verses?
Well, we're addressing your position, and we're going to address all the claims that you made.
Wait. So you disagree with my position?
No, I agree. I agree with your position that.
So why are we here? You're okay with buying and selling people as slaves from other nations, inheriting.
I want you to read the verse, please.
What verse was it again? No, I'll read it. No worry.
It's chapter 21, verse 17 of Exodus.
Exodus 21, verse 13, right? Exodus 21, 13.
17.
21, 17.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, let me get that out. Okay. Well, what Bible version you want?
The one you have in front of you.
Anyone who curses their father or mother is to be put to death. If people quarrel and one person hits another with a stone or with their fist, and the victim does not die, but is confined to bed, the one who struck the blow will not be held liable if the other one can get up and walk.
Exodus 21:17.
Anyone who cures. Exodus 20. Anyone
16.
Who cures,
is it 16?
Right.
It's 16.
Anyone,
Got longer.
16.
Anyone who kidnaps someone is to be put to death, whether the victim has been sold or is still the kidnapper's possession.
Yeah,
anyone who cures their father.
You want me to read verse 16 because he won't.
Am I muted?
He's reading it right now. He's reading it right now.
All right, so read verse 16 again.
Verse 16. Sorry, X. My bad for giving you 17. It was 16.
Anyone who kidnaps someone is to be put to death, whether the victim has been sold or is still in the kidnapper's possession.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So the Bible here explicitly goes against the kidnapping and the forcing of labor of a person, taking them from their homeland, kidnapping them wherever they are, and owning that person as a slave or selling that person as a slave. So, for example, the slavery that you said that you're against, the Bible also condemns and says that that person should be put to death for enslaving that person, correct?
Well, let's check this out. You brought one verse. Now I have a question then. Leviticus, a sincere question. Can we go to Leviticus 25?
Yes, one at a time.
It's just one verse. It's literally one verse.
We're doing one at a time.
I know. It appears. This is the issue with the Bible. It appears so. But I want a sincere question to all Christians. How will you deal with this verse here? Leviticus 25, verse 44 to 46. Your male and female slaves are to come from the nations around you. From them you may buy slaves. You may also buy some of the temporary residents living among you and members of their clans born in your country, and they'll become your property. You can, what does it say here? Maybe this translation is off. You can will them to your children as inherited property and can make them slaves for life, but you must not rule over your fellow Israelites ruthlessly. I just want to know how these people are willingly going to come from other nations and you're able to just buy them. Is there like advertising? Are you guys like, do you guys have, better air, better
No,
food?
I can answer that for you.
Before you answer, Scott, he has to answer the first one.
It's a one-on-one.
No, it's not one-on-one. It's open discussion.
I found the internal contradiction. I just want to know how you reconcile. Are they?
It's not a contradiction. But talk to God logic and
okay, then relax. I mean, I just asked sincerely. Like, I just want to know.
All right. So,
is there better air?
Are you going X? We can address that verse, no problem. Like I said, we're going to address all of your verses in the 30 minutes that we have. But you got to stand 10 toes down on something, man. We're not going to be hopscotching. So we'll, as soon as you answer this, we'll go straight to that verse you just mentioned, okay? So do you see that the verse, that the Bible condemns the type of slavery that's like the transatlantic slave trade, unjustifiably going into other people's land, kidnapping that person, and selling that person into slavery, or even being caught in possession of this person as a slave?
Can I respond fairly without being interrupted? Just like the Bible says, "Hear, O Israel, your Lord our God is one." You then come out with Christians using other verses to justify three gods. The Bible may say one thing.
This is intellectually dishonorable.
Why am I being interrupted? The Bible can we stay on topic? Can I not get interrupted?
Just let them finish so we can.
Yeah. If I'm saying rubbish, just what I'm saying is this: you have clear verses teaching Christians to worship one God. Jesus himself worshiping one God. Yet you come out worshiping three gods with that same book. It could clearly say one thing and say the opposite thing in other verses, just like I showed. That's why I'm asking, how are these people going to be coming from other nations willingly? They're just going to give themselves up to you as slaves. How? Do you have better air? You guys got a bunch of KFCs. What's going on in this specific region?
Are you going to answer the question at all, X? Are you going to answer the question? Can you?
Do you want me to just say it outright? Do you want me to say it outright? Okay, I'll say it. The Bible has internal contradictions, which I just proposed. I just showed you one. Can you deal with it?
No problem. So are you acknowledging that this verse goes against unjustifiably going into people's lands, kidnapping them, and forcing them into slavery and selling them as slaves? Can
No,
you admit that?
I'm posing an internal contradiction that there's no way.
So say no.
X, it's not about. Hold on, look. X, if you want to imply a contradiction later after you answer the question, fine. He's not asking you about a contradiction that you may think is a contradiction. He's simply asking you about this verse alone. He's not asking you, is it a contradiction? He's asking you, does it go against what you claimed?
It does not. Absolutely not. It does not go against what I claim. I claim that the Bible commands, the Israelites to enslave other nations, and it's telling them, come from any of these. Let me read it again. Your male and female slaves are to come from the nations around you. From them you may buy slaves. I just want to know, are these people, show me where they're willingly coming from, these other nations.
X.
If they're
now
coming
watch
willingly,
this.
then
No, X,
wait.
X, we
Let me
heard
land,
you.
let me
Hold on,
land.
X.
If they're coming willingly, 10 seconds. If they're coming willingly, and you could show me that they willingly decided to come from the surrounding. I'm up 10 seconds. If you show me the verse that says these people came willingly from these other nations, then you've got a point.
All right. So now look, that is not what Avery is trying to deal with you with at the moment. He's asking you about the claim that was made. He's asking you, does that verse take that verse in a vacuum? Now all of a sudden you guys don't want to take verses in a vacuum. He's trying to establish something based on that verse first. Hang on to that verse. He's asking you, does that verse that he read, Exodus 21:16, where it says, whoever steals a man and sells him, and anyone found in possession of him shall be put to death. Does that go against raiding lands and enslaving people? Yes or no? Be honest.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. And I'll show you why. And
Okay,
I'll show you
no.
why.
Oh, okay.
Come on, bro. What are we doing?
No.
Okay. Now we're
Can
gonna
you
answer
deal with
your
the
question.
verse? Just prove me wrong. Why are these surrounding nations supposed to willingly just come to you? How is that possible?
All right,
Zaytoon, man. Come on, man. We
it's
need some honest people in here, man.
Here. Let me just answer real quick.
Same way you say that there's a Trinity, yet Jesus said there's only one true God. How could there be a Trinity?
We already established we're not speaking about a contradiction yet. You're so dishonest that you can't take this verse that's very clear that goes against going in and stealing a man. It says, whoever steals a man and sells him shall be put to death. So you can't go into a nation and steal a man and sell him, and yet you're saying no, that verse doesn't go against that.
So
come on, bro,
explain to me which
honest.
nation willingly will go to the Israelite nation and then give
Okay,
themselves up
I'm
for
going to
slavery.
explain that. Look, we
deal with it.
assume...
Study. I know you see it. They don't see it. Go ahead and refute me.
Listen.
Yeah, this is going straight over your head, bro.
No, he gets it. He's just like you said. He's just dishonest.
If you disprove the claim that study's desperately trying to refute, then
so
you've got
let's
a
go
point.
ahead and let's go ahead. The audience sees it. The audience sees that the verse goes against this idea of going in and unjustifiably kidnapping people, forcing them into labor, and selling them into slavery. The Bible goes against that specifically, and so the position that X holds that he's against, the position of doing just that, he said that he's against. The Bible is also against that, and so now we're moving on. If he doesn't want to admit that this verse says that, that's fine. The audience sees it. Now we're going to move on.
I admit the verse says what it says, but it won't.
One second, please. One second,
no,
please.
I'm agreeing with you. It says what it says. If that's what you want me to say.
1 second, please.
Nah, it's too late for you to do that, bro. Let him talk.
Go ahead. So now we're going to answer some of your objections. Like, first of all, the one that you brought up here with Leviticus 25 about going in, taking slaves of the surrounding nations that you isolated and took out of context. Any other brothers, you guys want to chime in on that? You guys can. I have the answers as well. We got 8 minutes left of this particular segment, guys. So we got to get to these objections.
Okay, so basically, Israel was God's chosen nation. Okay, and Israel will be the head, not the tail. So Israel was wealthy. So when you're in a position of wealth, in those times, you had what's called indentured servants, where people would sell themselves to you for housing. So the Israelites were told that people would come from other nations, and people from within the nation would come to become slaves because they are wealthy, because God gave them a land flowing with milk and honey. So that's why people from other nations came. And you could negotiate yourself into slavery or indentured servitude, where you would live with the Israelite family. They would feed you, they would provide shelter for you, and you would be their slave. Okay. And slave is not the same word that we use in this same connotation. Okay. The first rule that God said is the golden rule, is to treat others as you want to be treated. And then he gave them laws for how to deal with slaves. So when you're dealing with slaves, you still have to treat them with care. Numerous times in the Bible, it says, remember that you were once slaves in Egypt. So, act accordingly. Don't ever mistreat people. But yes, God did deliver nations that he judged into the Israelites' hands. They didn't go out and take captives. They didn't go out and do offensive jihad and ask people to take part in the jihad so that they can get slaves. So your concept of what you think the Bible is saying is completely wrong. That's my response.
When you spoke about the treatment, how do you deal with when a man strikes his male or female slave with a rod so hard that the slave dies under his hand, he shall be punished. If, however, the slave survives a day or two, he's not to be punished, since the slave is his own property. Are you telling me this is the treatment of slaves according to your book? Is this
Okay,
really
so
is this the treatment of slavery you're justifying?
So I'll answer that as well. So if you read very closely, because what would happen is let's say you took a slave, and you specifically a Hebrew slave. The Hebrew slave would say, hey, I'm not going to work for you. I'm not going to do this work. I'm
But I thought
equal.
they came willingly.
Listen. They're poor. They need shelter. So they come and they stay with you. God says that you are allowed to strike them, but you are not allowed to kill them. If you kill them, you will be punished, probably punished by death. Now, the Jewish system was able to set up laws based around the guidance of God, so that they would be able to, bring people and maybe have like some sort of tribunal to see whether punishment is required. But it's not this thing where you could just uh, mistreat a slave, because it's also said in the Old Testament that if a slave runs away because they're being mistreated, then that person is free. Do not give them back to the master. You shall take them in your home, and they shall not be a slave. So if I
Hold on,
mistreat a
don't
slave,
preach. Let's make it dialogue. I like this. I
listen,
like
listen,
this.
listen, listen, listen,
Why
listen.
why shouldn't you just free them instead of beating them
Hold on,
to a
hold on.
pulp that it? You're not addressing the point though, study. Come on.
You can do that. Explain it. You can do that. But
So why
here's the
would God
thing.
leave such an instruction that's so vague right there? Why would he leave such an instruction?
Look. I'm about to land in 20 seconds.
Go ahead.
So if I beat my slave, and my slave runs away and goes to Avery's house, guess what? He's no longer a slave. If I beat him and I was terrible to him, then Avery has to take him on, and then Avery can come.
That's a lie.
It's not a lie, and I'll provide the scriptures in the chat.
I think a Christian said that's a lie. Was that a Christian?
No, that was Dappy. That was a left shoulder. He thinks you're a right shoulder. He thinks you're one of his
study.
handlers.
Can you stop the insults and deal with that? Like, if they are willingly coming
stop.
to you guys,
can't stop. He likes
Dappy, hear me out.
Likes to
Dappy,
lie.
Why you guys are
Just stop.
yeah, real quick. Yeah, Dappy, real quick. Because look, you're trying to convince the people that they came from the surrounding nations because you guys are the Israelites are wealthy. They got the best air. The food is, fried chicken. They just willingly came through to just be humble slaves for you guys. And the moment they say, "Oh, I'm tired today," God is allowing you to unleash and strike his male or female slave with a rod. It's not even a backhand, or just, it's not even lock him up,
Hey,
or
X,
deprive
can
them.
you
Wait, let me land. Come on. It's me and study.
Let him land. I'm about to bust both of them.
Bust me. It doesn't even say deprive them from the good food you had. You said earlier, like, you guys are wealthy. They came because they needed food and shelter. Why can't you just put them outside or just deprive them from food? Why is God instructing you to beat them with a rod?
Okay, so I'm going to answer the question where Dappy yelled like a wild animal, "You lie!" So anybody that's following
they're
along,
accusing me of being racist. I'm black. I'll PTR my sexy blackness right now.
I said, Dappy, man, be quiet. It says,
I'm talking
okay,
about the
so this
chat.
is,
They calling me race in the chat,
oh,
bro.
Bro, stop interrupting them. We only got 3 minutes left.
My
To
bad.
message
3
you.
minutes, bro. You sped up the time, bro. Go ahead.
listen, this is Deuteronomy 23:15. If a slave has taken refuge with you, do not hand them over to their master. So if I abuse my slave and they run to Avery, and Avery says, okay, yeah, you abused the slave, then he cannot give them back. And they're free, and Avery has to take care of them, and I have to give Avery money to take care of them. That's how it works in the Bible. We can't just mistreat slaves. So
Yes. So say he was
before you
beaten.
before you
I
quote
apologize.
anything, make sure that you're covering your tail.
So say he was beaten so bad that he
Hold on,
couldn't
Steve.
run to Avery.
Hold on.
It's
Hold on. Hold on. Hunter. Hold on. Hunter, did you want to jump in? Because we're
No. I want to respond to that. No, come on. You guys stop
you
HK.
will.
If Hunter comes in, HK can come in.
Be quiet. Hunter, go ahead.
Yeah.
And then
No, Avery, my connection is bad. Your messages.
Oh, he is bad.
Yeah. Can I? If I get interrupted by your fellow Christians, HK must come in. It's not fair, bro.
Yeah, so I understand the point
let
of
HK
us. Yeah, so of course, like a slave can run to Avery, but say the slave was beaten so bad that he was bedridden, and then he dies a day later. Surely the master is not to be punished for the death of the slave.
Yes, he is punished because it states in the Bible that the master is punished if the slave dies.
Can you give no? If he dies a day later, he's
Yeah,
not punished.
I'll give you the verse. I'll read it again because that's part of our minutes. When a man strikes his male or female slave with a rod so hard that the slave dies under his hand, he shall be punished. Okay, so if you do it so hard and they die, then you're punished. But however, if the slave survives a day or two, that's the requirement. They just got to survive a day or two. He's not to be punished since the slave is his own property. You're using a rod. You could use a rod.
Yeah, so of course, like I understand. Can I
it
please?
talks about an eye
please,
for an eye and a tooth for a tooth.
Do you
So this
remember
applies
there
to
is a time
slaves
limit
as
and
well.
you're cutting in, right?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
he's the one that brought the HK. He's the one that brought the objection.
I
So we
understand.
have to answer this objection.
It's okay. I was hearing what Seti was saying, but like I was just saying, say the slave was beaten to the point where he is unable to run to Avery to take refuge, right? Because he's afraid of this abusive slave master, which is his owner, and the slave is the possession. Anyway, and also study to show also talked about waging jihad. We don't have this concept. Well, how do you talk about Deuteronomy 20, the chapter called going to war? The idea of tributaries, right? When you march up to attack a city, make its people an offer of peace. If they accept and open their gates, all the people in it shall be subject to slavery and shall work for you. If they refuse to make peace and they engage you in battle, lay siege to that city. When the Lord your God delivers it
If
into
they
your
engage
hand,
you in battle,
Don't
as
interrupt
I
the
said,
word. Don't interrupt the word.
I said
Don't
if
interrupt.
they, yes, as I was saying, if they did not, what is it? They shall be subject to slavery and shall work for you. If they do not fight back. If they do, however, right, engage in war, well, they're defending their city, surely, right? Because the people are coming and waging jihad, as you would put it. They do fight back. And what happens? When the Lord your God delivers it into your hand, put the sword, all the men in it. As for the women, the children, the livestock, and everything else in the city, you may take these as plunder for yourselves, and you may use the plunder the Lord your God gives you. Chapter 20, Deuteronomy 20, verses 10 to 15. And you may use the plunder the Lord your God gives you from your enemies. This is how you are to treat all the cities that are at a distance from you and do not belong to the nations nearby. It says to treat all the nations from a distance that do not belong to the nations nearby. So don't say that this is a concept that's foreign and it's a concept that is about Islam and jihad. This is something within your own scripture. It's very clear. Yeah.
All right, that's the time on that. So just to give an answer, and then we'll be able to get back to this later. So, guys, make a mental note of these objections. Just the last point.
Bruh,
we're going to
read.
We're going to read the Exodus part, and we're going to reset the timer. But we are like literally out of time on this point.
No, it's
just
supposed to
for
be
the first point.
response.
X, can you please be quiet while the moderator is moderating? Thank you so much. So, as going to the first point that was raised, or the objection with treatment of the slave, beating of the slave, what happens to them? Are they punished? Yes, if the person, as Scott said, if they killed the slave, they were put to death. Let me repeat: if the person killed the slave, then they were put to death. If they injured the slave, the punishment that they did not receive that is talking about in that context is the capital punishment. They were not put to death if they did not kill the slave. However, if you keep reading in the same chapter, it talks about the eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, and so on and so on. That goes for the master as well. That goes for the master as well. When you read Exodus chapter 21, and you read how it mentions, let's see where it is.
But an eye for an eye, they didn't want to work. So why are they getting beaten? They just didn't want to work.
But if there is harm, then you shall pay life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burn for burn, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. When a man strikes the eye of his slave, male or female, and destroys it, he shall let the slave go free because of his eye. If he knocks out the tooth of his slave, male or female, he shall let the slave go free because of his tooth. And so all of that is in the context of eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, and the master gets punished for injuring the slave, just not the capital punishment if he doesn't kill him. If he kills him, he gets the capital punishment. We will return to this. We'll give this.
How does that justify them being, for the day or two?
Brother Avery,
yeah.
Can I answer HK because he missed two.
Do it in the next. We have to, if we're going to be consistent, we have to do it in the next segment. Yeah, we have to do it in the next segment.
Hey, moderators.
Oh my goodness, he lied about Deuteronomy 20.
I read it verbatim.
I know that's going to be
the. We'll address it. Hey, Scott, we'll address it in our next round. But Avery and Zaytoon, we have two Christian sisters, Angelina and Snow, that would like to enter the room. However, they are blocked. I can name off the people I can name off the people that don't have them blocked. Avery, Scott, Gavin, Danny, Chris, Life, DJ, Hunter. Those people would definitely not have Christian sisters blocked. So
it's Zaytoon because they're Somalian. Zaytoon has to go down.
Zaytoon's Jamaican.
Anna blocked.
Wait. You said Snow. I got Snow blocked, but not Angelina.
Okay, you got Anna X blocked, so you might have to go down just to let her. Not because you're Somalian, but because they're Somalian.
Can we get to the point?
Sorry about that.
How does that have anything to do with him? Yeah. About them being Somali.
Jamaican. He's Jamaican.
HK, just stop your complaining. We don't care. I don't.
Bro,
care
Zaytoon's Jamaican.
How am I complaining?
I don't care about Somali, Egyptian, American, Chinese. I don't.
Yeah,
care.
so then don't tell me. Tell study to show. Don't tell me about that.
The problem is
I know
that
Zaytoon.
two Christian sisters.
Is he Somali or Jamaican?
I've intervened. Listen, I've intervened between Zaytoon and these sisters before, so I know their history.
I understand. Study,
he has them blocked because
I understand he has them blocked.
And he doesn't
but why are you saying
they converted to Christianity?
Yeah,
so
then just say you don't. Yeah,
so they can come
that's
in.
fine. But then stop saying it's about them being Somali. That's kind of odd. Yeah,
that's the reason why he says that they're not Somali anymore.
Time. Like
anyway,
blocked, move down so we can
get to the point. Zaytoon fixed it. Zaytoon fixed it.
Well, God logic, you would have to move Zaytoon down and then remod him when he comes back up.
He's gonna fix it. Give him a minute. Give him a minute.
Oh, never mind. Snow is in. He unblocked her. Okay.
Yeah, that's the only one I have blocked. But Angelina should not block.
Cool. Well, I mean, you may not have Angelina blocked, but there's a couple, Muslims on the stage.
I don't have no one blocked. Let's keep going.
What about Bubbles here? Because Bubbles, he likes to sexually harass.
All right. HK and Bubbles, I'm moving you down.
I don't have anyone blocked. I don't
Bubba's
have anyone
not even
blocked.
here.
It doesn't matter.
Why moving me down?
What do you mean, just in case? I didn't block anybody. I don't even know who they are.
All right, Bubbles, you was moved down then.
Christian rooms and their complaints, bro.
I bet
they're gonna come back up. Don't worry.
All that crying and lying.
Is she in? Is she coming in? Like, I don't even know why we're stopping this whole thing for one person. Like,
exactly, I agree.
I'd say 30 seconds and then we just move on.
Appreciate you.
Hi, Mom. Am I on YouTube?
Yeah, you are on YouTube. Tell the people to give a like.
Love you, Mama. Like the video. I'm doing jihad for you, Mama.
Hey, hold on. By the way, Logic. I want 5% of the proceeds, bro. That's all I'm saying. 5%.
That's too much.
What the hell is that too much?
We should be doing it for God, not for money, man.
Oh, I
Exactly.
definitely is though. But I still want 5%.
Alhamdulillah, we get shahadas daily these weeks in the past few weeks, bro. You guys are getting money and getting no one. You're not winning souls for Christ. You got Israelites opening up 300 people rooms. Why aren't y'all going
Hey,
after them?
X, we don't have to go around. We don't have to go around telling people
We
that
don't
people are
tell
leaving
y'all.
Islam. They see it.
Come bring it.
Wait, hold
I
on.
dare you. What about the
Is there more
Israelite
than
rooms? What
hold
about
on.
the
Okay,
Israelite
hey,
rooms?
30 seconds?
300
she's
deep.
in. She's in. We could start up.
I
All right,
literally
beautiful.
sat in an Israelite room
All right,
last
so
night. It was
hey,
300 deep.
X,
No
please
Christian
mute up.
defended it.
Brother X. All
I'm
right, so
about to start the timer, guys, so we can get on with our
And
side.
it's
Yo, who
really
dropped
this
HK? Who
one
dropped
of the
HK?
reasons
who
why
dropped
I'm
his
in this
cake?
room
Nobody
is
dropped HK. Nobody dropped
the
HK.
topic.
What I
The
dropped
topic
HK?
is like it's Christianity. Is part of the is used those who use the Bible to justify transatlantic slave trade. So, like this topic
That's not
is a
the
moot
topic.
point.
That's
You
a
should know
cute
this.
story. That's a cute
Come
story,
on.
Dappy. You'll have to wait for the next half hour because we're moving on to your religion.
I don't have time for
We
that.
probably gonna have to drop this
I don't have
Amazon
time.
seconds.
I'm
Like,
sure you don't have time for
He
that.
I don't
thinks he
I
has some
expect,
Arab handlers in here. I
yeah,
think
I
AN
expect
came
you to
in
run
here.
like a coward, Dappy. Go ahead.
Everybody,
He's
listen. I
trying to
don't have
sell
time.
himself to AN.
everybody mute
Even
up,
Paul,
please.
Are you guys
even
just gonna disrespect as usual?
Paul the
So we have to
apostle
leave?
spoke
Everybody mute
about
up, please.
slavery.
Everybody mute up, please.
You know,
Your boy mute
he
up.
spoke about slavery.
Okay, so since you don't want to respect the moderation, you got moved down for that. You can come back up once I start, and you can engage with the area we're going with. So,
Are you gonna allow disrespect like that, bro?
Please mute up. Stop interrupting me, bro. So now we are starting the timer on the next segment, slavery in Islam. Getting ready to start this right now in 3, 2, 1. All right, let's get it. Okay, so I have this first thing that reminded me of this is so beautiful. Was the treatment of the slaves that X was against. He was against he thought that the Bible was unjust when it came to treating slaves. Although we found that slaves got justice when the slave was killed, the master that killed the slave was put to death. If the slave was injured, then the master also was injured in return, according to the eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth law. And so we saw that that's applied to the master. Now, if X is going to be consistent, then he has to drop Islam. X, what happens if a master kills a slave?
First of all, we brought the issue with, are you able to just go and get free people and enslave them? You did not justify that from the Bible. I showed you clear verses where other nations, you're supposed to take their people and they come to you and you keep them for a set amount of time. In the hadith, in my PTR, first evidence, Allah will oppose a man who sells a free person and consumes the price. Sahih Bukhari,
I
in my
asked you a
PTR.
specific
I refuted
question,
it.
X. You're wasting time not addressing what I asked you. I
Yeah.
asked you,
Allah
what
opposes a man who
happens
sells
if
a free
a
person.
master kills a slave?
If a master kills a slave,
yes, what happens?
I can find you a reference on that. Let me go ahead and look for
I
that.
can
Do you
help
have
with the
any? I mean,
reference.
if you're making the claim, show me. I don't have anything off the top of my hand right now.
So you don't know. It's okay. Does any Muslim on the stage know what happens?
Ibn Majah 2663. Whoever kills a slave, we will kill him, and whoever mutilates a slave, we will mutilate him.
Okay.
Yeah, just because I don't have an answer right off the top of my head doesn't mean I can't find it. But what was that reference, HK? I'll put it up. I'm asking you for the reference.
Yeah, it's okay. It's Sunan Ibn Majah 2663.
Ibn Majah 2663. Because I want to put in my PTR.
Yeah, Samurah bin Jundab reported, radiallahu anhu, that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Whoever kills his slave, we will kill him, and whoever mutilates his slave, we will mutilate him."
Alhamdulillah.
So, as the brother said, right, the golden rule: an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a life for a life.
Beautiful.
Right? So this is what you guys said. Yeah.
All right. Beautiful. So that's applied. That's applied to slaves, as you said. And what do you take as authority? Is it the Hadith or the Quran?
We take both as an authority.
Both as an authority. So the Hadith cannot contradict the Quran, correct?
They absolutely cannot. Can I give you one more as a backup?
No, excuse me. Hold on.
I found another one.
He made
No, we're going to read a Quran verse.
Yes.
Wait. There's one more, and then you can read it. I have one more evidence.
Excuse me. He made
I'm
a claim.
answering your question with one more evidence, please.
He made a claim.
I want to answer with one more
Mute
evidence.
your mic, X.
What is wrong with you, dude?
I want to give one more evidence.
What's wrong with you? I'm addressing HK. Hold your mic.
But HK stole my answer. It was my turn to answer. He stole it from me.
No,
I wanted
it's
to
not
answer
your turn.
Shut your mouth, X.
Yeah, he
Wait,
wasted timer, bro.
I'll be right back. Give me a minute because
where you
I'm
going?
with family. I said I'm with family right now. I literally left the room and I came back.
I just want to
I'm
give
with
you
my
one
family
more
the entire
evidence,
time.
bro.
I left my room just to say that.
Wait, hold on. You had enough time to address the topic on Christianity.
Because
Bro, he's right
now
here,
we're
bro.
diving in. Now we're
Or
diving into Islam, and now you gotta go just like that.
X Planet message.
I'm right here.
Mute
Yeah,
these
X-Planet's right
Muslims.
here.
They're talking over the
I'm right
the
here, bro.
moderator.
If you don't want to let me read it, it's in my PTR.
Dude, mute up. Where I'm engaging with HK right now. HK, you made a claim. So
He's with his
stick
family,
around
bro.
long enough. Mute up, X Planet. Stay around long enough, HK, where you at least get a response to the claim that you just made. Okay? At least have enough respect for.
Okay, I'm listening. I'm listening right now, but please, I'm not gonna speak about slavery around my family. Can you understand that?
Why? They're probably Muslim. God Logic,
No,
can I read the verse?
You
Yeah,
can't
no.
say the
You
Quran
guys
around his
are
family.
really,
No,
really
Family's not
tripping,
the
what is
Quran's not appropriate
do
for
people not
Scott.
respect? Do you not respect
Hey,
families?
let's not waste time, Scott. Avery, can I read the Quran verse?
Yes. So just to establish, so HK agreed that the Quran takes
I'm
precedence
right here,
over
bro.
Hadith.
Don't worry
And that
about it. I'm his backup. I'm right here.
You're in this too, X. Stop, bro.
Shut your mouth,
I'm right
X.
here.
X. You interrupt me one more time. You're going to the
Logic. How is it fair that the Christians are talking to us like this, bro? Shut your mouth. And what is this nonsense, bro?
If everybody shows respect, stop interrupting. Y'all will be good. Stop running.
Yeah, but you gotta tell your people to not talk to us like this.
Hey, it's very simple.
You're accusing us of running. We're right here.
Zay, you got to control your guys.
Hey, y'all look.
Nobody on the Christian side is interrupting them when the Muslim speaks. But the Muslims cannot control themselves as soon as we start going deep into stuff.
Zaytoon, he's accusing us of running. We're right here.
And really, it's X Planet. X Planet is the one who's coming off his mic. So Zay, you got to control X Planet.
Okay,
cool. You don't want me to kick
look,
it down.
I get what you're saying. Now look, HK, now to be fair, we're gonna keep this fair, okay? If HK is saying that he can't address something, then like I told you earlier, if a person leaves, a person has something to do, they allow somebody else to do it. It's the same thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so HK.
So can I address this then?
I'm just addressing. Hold on, X. I'm just addressing, and so I gotta also, since we're wasting time, I gotta pause the time too. Yeah. I'm also addressing something that HK said, and I told him, don't run off now that we're addressing his claim.
We're here together. We're the Muslims. We're here. Don't worry. Address it.
So now we're addressing it. All of a sudden, his family being around stops him from engaging. This is silly. He was able to have an input when his family was around.
Can we move on? I'm right here. We're here. Don't worry.
You set up what's the reference already, and we're going to talk about it.
So we're going to talk about it. Okay, so the Quran takes precedent over the hadiths. You cannot take a hadith that contradicts the Quran, is what was stated here. All right, so go ahead and read.
They don't contradict. Go ahead.
Okay, just go ahead and mute up, and I'll read the verse. I'm not sure if you had another verse.
What's the reference to the verse? What's the reference? The ayah and the
yeah. It's Surah 2. It's Surah 2, ayah 178. Okay, so open up your Quran and read along. I'm not sure if you had another one.
That's exactly the one.
Okay.
Can I read it?
No, I will read it. O ye who believe, retaliation is prescribed for you in the matter of the murdered, the free man for the free man, and the slave for the slave, and the female for the female, so on and so forth. Right? I think we covered the part that we needed to cover.
Whoa, you didn't even read the whole verse.
For slave,
read the whole verse.
And a free for free.
No. The Quran doesn't work like that, Danny. You have to read the whole entire verse, my friend.
Yeah, that just put away your hadiths.
You didn't do anything. You read one part of the verse and said, okay, blah 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 blah.
Go ahead and read the whole verse for them.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna read the verse. Oh, you who have believed, prescribed for you is legal retribution for those murdered, the free for the free, the slave for the slave, and the female for the female. But whoever overlooks from his brother anything, then there should be a suitable follow-up and payment to him with good conduct. This is an elevation from your Lord and a mercy. But whoever transgresses after that will have a painful punishment. You have to read the whole verse. You cannot just say one part. That's it.
No problem. So What happens when a slave is killed, according to the verse?
It's a slave for a slave. So if a slave killed, he gets his qisas.
No,
just right.
It's not a slave for
Yes.
It's not if the slave kills. The person
Yes, it
that's
is.
doing the killing is the master killing a slave.
Retribution is prescribed for you in cases of killing. If a free man is guilty, then the free man. If a slave is guilty, then the slave.
No, that's not. It doesn't say that.
If a female, it literally says it. Read 178.
All right. So when it says X,
his reading comprehension is grade 3
Paul,
comprehension. Sorry.
Paul, you're gonna run it and say
When
it's in
it's
the
not-
Arabic. It's in the
Don't,
Arabic.
don't
The
let
English
him
is
drag
clear.
the time, you guys.
X.
Just mute him and tell him what
Go
it
ahead,
means.
go ahead.
When
He's
it
gonna
says,
drag it out.
When it says free man for a free man, what does that mean?
A regular citizen who's not in slavery.
So
A free man.
Now, if a free man were to kill a slave, what happens?
HK brought the reference in Sunan Ibn Majah. He says in do you have that reference, HK? Sunan Ibn Majah, where the person who kills a slave is to be punished.
Not
He brought that
according to this
reference.
verse. That's wrong.
No,
Yeah. Sunan.
we don't just take from. Paul,
can
don't
you
interrupt. I
let
want
me
the
in?
reference. Sunan Ibn
Can you
Majah.
let me in?
Can I?
Okay.
Yeah. So
Sunan
X
Ibn Majah?
asked me a question, right? So it's in Sunan. Ibn Majah.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
Can you
I
stop
thought this is the
interrupting?
Christian side. I thought this is the
Yeah.
Christian
Stop
side.
interrupting.
No,
Is
no.
it the Christian side or?
Let
okay, please.
HK gave
Yeah.
the reference. Go ahead and
Sunan
talk.
Ibn Majah. Whoever kills his
We're
slave.
Sunni
Yeah. So
Muslims. We take from the Quran and Hadith. You do not control us. Go ahead, HK.
yeah, Sunan Ibn Majah 2663, right?
All
Where it says, "Whoever kills his slave, we will kill him, and whoever mutilates his slave, we will mutilate him."
The verse you brought
Yeah.
is 1-for-1. Free man for free man, slave for slave.
Okay.
That's it. Like
Can
you didn't bring
Yeah,
can
any.
you
it's
link
about-
it? Can you link
Yeah.
it, HK? Link it.
Yeah, I can send you a link right now.
Yeah.
But again, 2178, a free man for a free man, a slave for slave. There's no issues. Again, do you have anything stronger?
Yes.
Oh,
So
we're
please,
going to show
can
you
I
how
jump in?
you are misinterpreting your own
How?
verse, how
We
your
just
scholars
read
go
it.
against you. We're about
We
to show you in
just
a second.
read
Go
it.
ahead and Paul give a response.
Okay, so quickly, the fact that you have the reading comprehension of grade 3 is concerning. The verse says al-harru bil-harru wal-abdu bil-abdu wal-untha bil-untha. That means you cannot change those category. In other words, as well.
Translate it.
Wait. How do you say you
Please,
can't change
just-
the category as
I'll
a
show
result?
you. Just shut
You're
up
dragging
so I
the
can
question
talk.
Why
out
are you
so that-
screaming?
Because you're
Wait,
interrupting me.
question, and you guys are allowing it.
Paul, can you translate? You just read
So-
Arabic. You translate.
Yes, it's exactly what you said. Now,
A free man
if
for
you
free man, a
please,
slave for slave. Yeah, what's the
please
issue?
shut him up.
Hey,
Please
one
mute him.
second, one second. I'm letting you know right now, X. The next time you interrupt, bro, you're done. That's just straight up.
Is he having a discussion
So-
with me? Because he keeps addressing me.
I haven't finished my discussion with you. I haven't even finished a sentence.
So come
So
off your mic. and
that's
bro,
that's
you're
an
done.
issue.
That's just
Okay.
what it is. Go ahead, Paul.
Okay. All right. So one more time, the verse is clearly having a category for a category, a category for a category, and a category for a category, and given the decapitation ruling for it. So that all being said, these categories cannot be changed, and that phrase that was said before, a life for a life, is not violated by actually this verse. And the biggest proof of this is actually the fact that a life is still given. And if you read all the tafsir, it will tell you that these categories cannot be mixed or mingled. And you have.
What does the tafsir say about the abrogation of it, though?
Can you move
Oh,
HK
perfect.
down? They're going to drag this out.
Thank you.
And this is going to be the only thing that
Relax,
we address. Because you guys are
So
falling for it.
I'll get to no. It's fine, Brother Scott. That's actually a valid point. It's not a deviation. So the fact that Ibn Kathir says this been abrogated, that is meaning nothing, because none of the previous tafsir actually did say the same thing, and this is highly disputable. Ibn Kathir died in early 1500, and all of a sudden Ibn Kathir have the authority of abrogating a Quranic verse after Muhammad died. When, let's do the math, 1500 to 600. Go figure. Who's Ibn Kathir to abrogate this verse? And the fact, even if this ruling was actually valid for one day, you still have to own up to it. You still have to own up to it, even if it's for 1 hour. The fact that it's abrogated does not negate the fact. This is pathetic. That the fact that you kill a slave of yours instead of your life. So if a free man get to kill a slave, he can offer his slave, the innocent slave of his, to die in his place or in the place of the slave he killed, the freeman that killed.
Where does it say that in the verse? Where does it say that?
Please let me
Let me
finish.
respond.
Please
You're
let
done.
me finish. Please. No, I'm not done.
How long is
I'm
it?
not
Somebody else
done.
wants to jump in and interrupt.
Can you guys move X-Planet down, please?
So,
why is
okay.
another Christian interrupting us?
Guys, I'm sorry for interrupting.
I'm sorry, I have not finished. So whoever's speaking, mute up, please.
He's interrupting. It's a fellow Christian, but then I'm gonna get dropped.
All right. Well, then let me finish, please. So, and the biggest proof of different categories as well is the fact that if you look at all the consensus of Islam, the non-Muslims are not equal to a Muslim. So if a Muslim kills a non-Muslim, the Muslim will not get the death punishment, period. That is in consensus. That you can go to Islam Q&A. You can look at all the actual jurisprudence ruling, and you will get this thing. If it's premeditated, if it's on purpose, if it's on accident,
can you land your
all
plane,
of them.
please?
So all of these. Can someone just like slap him into the audience for a moment?
He's gone.
Thank you. Thank you. So all these categories, different categories of a Muslim killing a non-Muslim, especially from Ahlul Dhimma, that he will not. I will challenge anyone to show me that a Muslim will get the death punishment according to a jurisprudence. It doesn't exist. And I'm done here. Then to wrap it up, the life of a Muslim and the freeman is superior to the life of a non-Muslim and not the free. And the biggest proof is in this verse and the jurisprudence for a Muslim killing a non-Muslim.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hold on. Let me refresh the room real quick. Look, in the chats, everybody be respectful. I don't care who you are. You get kicked out of here. Disrespect another person. Disrespect one religion. You're out of here. Okay? I don't care who you are. Be respectful in the chat. Y'all all adults. Be respectful in the damn chat. I hate cussing. Stop freaking being disrespectful. I will kick all of y'all out of this room. And just be us people on the stage. Stop being disrespectful. You're all adults in the freaking room. Paul, go ahead and speak.
Oh no, I landed. If any of my claims are somehow suspicious or you don't believe me, please ask me for references. Even though I'm driving, I'll be shortly into a safe spot where I can pull all the references. But about the Muslim killing non-Muslim, Islam Q&A, and any other jurisprudence, you will get the same idea. The Harr bil-Harr wal-Abdu bil-Abdu wal-Untha bil-Untha, you can look at all the tafsir. That's for Surah Al-Baqarah, I believe 173. This on top of my head, but I could be off by a number here.
So again, this is typical, reinterpretation. The verse is clear. What he's calling for is a clear contradiction of chapter 5:45, which is a life for life. The verse meaning is very clear. And Ibn Kathir, he lied upon that. No one said that Ibn Kathir abrogated. Allah abrogated what he wishes. The Quran clearly.
Explain it.
Let him finish. Let him finish, please, because I don't want nobody saying we're unfair. Are you done, X?
No, I'm not done. I wanted to continue.
Landrew, go ahead.
Give me just a moment. We're gonna read it again. Oh, you have believed. Prescribed for you is legal retribution for those murdered. The free for the free, the slave for the slave, and the female for the female. But whoever overlooks from his brother anything, then there should be suitable follow-up and payment to him with good conduct. This is an alleviation from your Lord and a mercy. But whoever transgresses after that will have a painful punishment. Okay, what does this mean? Does it mean that a freeman who wrongly kills a slave man will not be put to death for it, nor the man who kills a woman? If so, does this also apply in the case of reverse, i.e. a slave who kills a free man shall not be put to death, nor the woman who kills a man? What happens if it's vice versa? We're going to discuss that. And the confusion is with deliberate misconstruction is due to ignorance or deliberate oblivion of the actual context in which was the verses that were revealed. On the authority of Ibn Abi Hatim, Ibn Kathir has reported that just before the advent of Islam, war broke out between two tribes. Many men and women, free and slaves belonging to both, were killed. Their case was still undecided when Islam period set in and the two tribes entered the fold of Islam. Now that they were Muslim, they started talking about retaliation for those killed on each side. One of the tribes, which was more powerful, insisted that they would not agree on anything less than a free man for their slave and a man for their woman be killed from the other side. It was to refute this barbaric demand on their part that this verse was revealed. By saying free man for a free man, slave for a slave, and female for a female, it is intended to negate the absurd demand that a free man for a slave and a man for a woman should be killed in retaliation, even though he may not be the killer. The just law that Islam enforces was that the killer is the one who has to be killed in qisas, retribution. If a woman is the killed, why should an innocent man be killed in retaliation? Similarly, if the killer is a slave, there is no sense in retaliation against an innocent free man. This is an injustice which can never be tolerated in Islam. The verse meaning nothing but what has been stated earlier, and we repeat that one who was killed will be the one killed in qisas, retribution. It is not permissible to kill an innocent man or someone free for a killer, woman or slave. So make sure that you guys are paying attention to what I'm saying. It does not mean that a innocent slave is to be killed for the guilty of a free man. Absolutely not. This is a clear lie. Tafsir backs it up. Go and actually open it. And chapter 2178, qisas has been joined, retribution has been enjoined upon you in the
That's
case
Ibn
of
Kathir.
those. Can you not
Ibn
interrupt?
Kathir. No, is this Ibn
Can you
Kathir?
not interrupt? I'm
Is
going
this
back
Ibn
to the verse.
Kathir? I'm
This
just
is literally,
asking.
He's gonna filibuster
yes.
for 20 minutes, and we're gonna let
كتب
him.
عليكم
Let him
القصاص
finish, please.
في القتلى. Qisas has been enjoined upon you in the case of those murders.
Explain it.
It is a
Explain it.
clear.
What's
Can
the
I just?
source that you're
I'm
reading?
almost done. Why am I getting?
No, what's the source that you're reading? You're taking up all the time.
Literally, like 10 seconds, I would be done.
What source are you
the
reading?
verse itself, qisas has been enjoined upon you in the case of those
Can
murders.
he tell us who's
is
he
a
reading?
clear. You guys are shaking in your boots. It's
He's
okay. I mean,
filibuster.
you know, us
Explain it.
Muslims.
You're literally trying to suck up our time
If
by
I'm
reading
just
an entire
finished,
tafsir. What are you reading?
you kicked me down for Paul to finish, so
Yes,
I'm
he
gonna
did. He
get my
wasn't
chance.
taking up our whole time reading.
Zaytun, are you awake
What
or are
are
you
you
asleep,
reading?
Zaytun? That's why like sometimes I'll be wondering, bro. Are you awake? Look at them mistreating me, and
Bro,
they drop
what
me for
are
Paul.
you reading?
I'm reading. I quoted Ibn Kathir. I'm completing the explanation. Now I'm quoting the verse. Literally, I'm quoting the verse.
All right.
كتب عليكم
Please
القصاص
come
في
to a land,
القتلى.
bro.
Qisas has been enjoined upon you in the case of those murdered. Clearly in the verse. It's a clear proof of the universality of application. There are other verses where the aspect has been stated more explicitly. It is more explicit in chapter 545, which quotes a life for a life. Again, I quoted Ibn Kathir. I gave the clear explanation. There's nothing vague about this. It is clear what Paul has stated. He has not backed up. He has denied Ibn Kathir. He just randomly threw our scholar under the bus. He would not do the same with his own Bible. Stop being hypocrites. Again, with the Muslims.
Can
I'm
I speak?
almost landing. I'm almost landing.
You got 20
I'm
seconds.
almost landing. I'm almost landing. This is the most ridiculous time setup when it comes to Islam. We have clearly refuted everything they have brought in. We've showed them that you cannot go into a town and randomly, enslave people like we showed in the Bible. You cannot innocently just kill a slave and get away with it. We've refuted that. You cannot,
All right, your time's up,
kill a
dude.
slave for a free man. You
Your
cannot kill a
time's up.
slave for a free man.
Please,
Again,
And y'all
please
cut
calm
my
each
down.
objection has been refuted.
Your time
I'm
is up.
sorry,
Perfect.
Christians.
When
Can
it came
I
to the
get
Bible, we
30
still have
seconds,
open
please?
time.
I told you what was gonna happen. I told you guys that they were
Go
gonna do
ahead.
this.
Answer. Give an
No,
answer.
I'm just making
I'm
it clear for
sorry.
the audience.
Yeah, it's fine. Could I get like 1 minute for Christians or less, like perhaps 30 seconds?
Yes, please.
So
We have
okay,
to
so
say this. Go ahead.
okay, so I'll be very short. You committed what do we call an ad hoc?
Allah is silencing you. In Allah's name, be silent, boy.
Where you're actually selecting. Ad hoc reasoning is actually selectively choosing the right or the thing that's who's this man? Like, why is this happening?
You're in the matrix, dude.
I'm sorry, am I
Because you're
audible?
lying. You're being
Okay.
silenced by
Yeah,
the
Paul.
Holy
Paul,
Allah.
you're in the matrix right now.
How about now? Is
In
this
Allah's
better?
name, you will not be able to
Yeah.
speak falsehood. Ameen.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So one more time, this is ad hoc reasoning, where you select a single tafsir that is 1500 dated in the 1500s, and I just okay. I'm sorry. Could you guys move him down?
Looks like we're going to have to. If he interrupts again, he's going to go move down. But he just laughed, man. You got to go.
Yeah, like we interrupted you to just so we can follow what source are you using. But I've already read Ibn Kathir, and the fact that Ibn Kathir is trying to play rescue for Allah is not helping your case. You still have not answered the single question that we posed against Ibn Kathir. Nope. Why did he?
You just threw him under the bus. Yeah, you threw him under the bus.
No, I'm not throwing him under the
Stop
bus.
interrupting him.
Please, like throwing my train of thought just makes me repeat the points and eats up my time, and eats up, I mean, the Christian's time. So one more time, why did Ibn Kathir say it's abrogated and play rescue Allah in his tafsir when he's trying to say, well, a life for a life, this is a free man or a non-guilty person shouldn't die. He's playing rescue Allah. He's playing patch me up, please. Put a big band-aid on this because this verse is super bad. And this is why he's saying it's abrogated. Well, okay. So even if it's abrogated, for the time it was used, own up to it. Stand up and own up to it, because you have an answer to provide here. Why was it abrogated? What and for how long has it been implemented for, etc., etc., and then saying, can you show us something beside ad hoc reasoning? Can you show us before the 1500? Yield the mic.
Not only that, though, Paul, in the tafsir, Ibn Kathir said that the verse is a response to the barbaric ways of people killing freemen for killing slaves, and how barbaric that was. So in response is free man for a free man, slave for a slave, woman.
Where does it say that? Where does it say that?
That's what
You're
said.
lying.
You said
that.
bro,
Zaytoon, they're about to kick me down. I'm talking to Zaytoon. You allow them to kick me down one more time.
Shut your mouth.
You shut your mouth. You shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth and mute up.
You shut your mouth.
Goodbye. Stop coming up.
May Jesus silence him.
He's incapable of having the discussion. You just read it out. I gotta maintain my respect. You just read it out in the tafsir. But anyway, here's what Jalalain says. Here's what Tafsir al-Jalalain says. So remember the point that you have to answer with Paul on why it's abrogated, what authority is it on, when, yada yada yada, all of that. You have to answer that. And this is what Tafsir Jalalain says on this. All you who believe prescribed made obligatory for you is retaliation on equal terms regarding the slain, both in attributes for the one slain and in the action involved. A free man is killed for a free man and not for a slave, and a slave for a slave. So what? A slave is killed for a slave. A free man is not killed for a slave. If he kills a slave, he's not the one that dies. It's his slave that's going to be died in retaliation. The one
that's right, bro.
In retaliation, not the free man. It's a slave for a slave and a female for a female. So, dude, you guys are so dishonest with the plain reading of your own texts that that Ibn Kathir, as Paul said, is trying to put duct tape on it now. He's giving a apologetic on the verse. But your tafsirs and your jurisprudence are all agreed on this, that a free man is not killed for a slave. If a free man kills a slave, then his slave is killed in return, not the free man. But the opposite was shown in the Bible, that if the master were to kill the slave, guess what? Then the master is put to death. If the master injures the slave, then the master gets his eye taken out, tooth lost, all these kind of things.
That's right.
That's in the Bible. It's opposite in the Quran. And also on top of this now, this is what you have to deal with in answering when you're comparing these two things. Slavery in the Quran, slavery in the Bible. Go ahead, guys, if you want to make your points. Sorry.
All right. I just want to speak for a second, because unfortunately,
I forgot about the hadith that he quoted. The hadith that he quoted, he put it in his PTR, guys. It didn't say what he said. It said in his PTR, and please put it back in your PTR so we all can see it. Oh, it's still there. The hadith that they quoted: whoever strikes his slave without limit or slaps him, then the expiation for the sin is to emancipate him, to free him. But earlier they said that this hadith says that he has to be killed, unless it's the wrong, or this is Sahih Muslim. Let's see the other hadith, please. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's lower, so you're right.
All right, cool.
Ibn Majah is Hassan. Go ahead, Dan.
Can I respond?
No.
Without all you jumping in?
No.
No. Look. You guys, Zaytun, wallahi, Zaytun, this is wrong.
I'm trying to keep it's my time to speak. It's my time to speak.
It's
yes,
literally they're addressing me in the chat and lying upon everything I just said.
Let him address you in the chat.
Hold on, Danny. I am addressing you liars who lied on the tafsir in my face.
We've literally been talking about
you're gonna get away with such lies?
Zaytun, we've literally been talking about one verse.
I am responding to your lies.
We have a limited amount of time left,
and
he just wants
lying
to filibuster for another 10 minutes.
And they think that I'm going to be silent about it. You guys are such hypocrites. Can I speak without being interrupted?
No. We've already talked about this verse. We're moving on.
Why?
You have your
literally.
Hold on. Address it right quick, man.
Zaytun, what is this, bro? Zaytun, I'm honestly,
it's got to be timed like a minute or two.
What in the world is this? What in the absolute
I'm letting you address it.
Address it.
Address it.
Literally lied on everything that I just quoted. The barbaric practice that they had commanded a free man to kill a slave. And the Quran directly refutes that by saying a free man for a free man, a slave for a slave, and a woman for a woman. It is the complete opposite of the lie you just spoke, No Logic. You are a liar. You stop interrupting. I'm talking to No Logic who lied. He tried to think that he made a point. It says it here on the authority of Ibn Hatim. Ibn Kathir has reported that just before the advent of Islam, war broke out between two tribes. Many men and women, free and slaves belonging to both, were killed. Their case was still undecided when Islam period set in, and the two tribes entered the fold of Islam. Those two tribes entered the fold of Islam. Now that they were Muslim, they started talking about retaliation for those killed on each side. That the incident predated Islam. One of the tribes, which was more powerful, insisted that they would not agree on anything less than a free man for their slave. Exactly what No Logic lied about. The response of the Quran is what they were proposing. The barbaric people, they were proposing that. They would not agree on anything less than a free man for their slave, and a man for their woman be killed from the other side. It was to refute them on their part. That's why this verse was revealed by saying free man for a free man, slave for a slave, and a female for a female. It is intended to negate their absurd
He's repeating himself now.
Because you guys are lying. No Logic is using, and he even the audacity. Let me finish. The audacity of No Logic is let me finish. Let
him finish, man.
Finish. The absurdity of No Logic is to even say the Quran is barbaric.
Why the verse was abrogated? Why the verse was abrogated?
Why are you interrupting?
Because you
allow him to land.
Okay.
This is ridiculous.
He's bashing though. He's bashing.
Ridiculous.
I'm sorry. Just 1 second. He's bashing people.
Allow the man to land. Please.
Jesus taught you this. I know you're allowed to lie in Jesus' name. This is why you're doing this.
This is
so
bashing,
again, what the audacity of No Logic is to say that, why are you interrupting?
Hold up.
If I did this, I would have been in the audience. Again, he even had the audacity to say the barbaric Quran. The Quran directly refuted their barbaric behavior. Their barbaric behavior wanted the retribution to be a free man and the retribution for the slave for a free man. Quran directly refutes that. Again, please stop lying. The hadith that HK brought was in Sunan Ibn Majah that a person who kills a slave shall be killed.
Okay, can I have 2 minutes?
No. You guys are running. We've been on this for 20 minutes.
For a minute. X,
when it came to the Bible, less than 15 minutes, they didn't respond. And I'm responding to everything.
Mute your mic. I'm going to respond. Thank you. Please don't interrupt me. So, Islam neither ignores nor condemns slavery. In fact, a large part of the Sharia is dedicated to the practice. Muslims are encouraged to live in the way of Muhammad, who was a slave owner and trader. He captured slaves in battle. He had sex with his slaves, and he instructed his men to do the same. The Quran actually devotes more verses to making sure that Muslim men know they can keep women as sex slaves, 4, than it does telling them that they're supposed to pray 5 times a day. 0.
Bro,
Examples.
Danny,
I'm not
you're
done.
saying
I'm
all
not
these
done.
claims.
I'm not done. I'm not
Brother
done.
Ian, Brother
I'm
Ian,
not
let me
done.
land real quick. Brother
I'm
Ian.
not done.
He's not responding to anything. He's just
I'm
gonna
not
read
done.
from an article.
I'm
But
not
brother
done. I am not done.
The problem is,
Hey,
he's coming with all these claims. Where's his proof?
Write them down. Write them down.
You
I'm
haven't
gonna
brought a
go.
single verse.
I'm gonna go over
Bring
the
the
proofs right now.
references.
I'm
Bring
gonna
the
go over the proofs
references.
right now. I'm gonna
Bring
go
the
over the proofs
references.
right now.
Bring the
I'm
references.
going
Don't
to
just
mute your mic.
things. That's what you're good at, Danny.
I'm going
You're good
to
at
mute your
claiming
mic.
things, but
Mute
when
your
we
mic.
ask you
say
for
the verse
references,
before
Mute
you
your
bring a
mic.
verse.
say it.
Mute your mic.
Danny, say the verse first, and then say it, please.
Yeah, I'm going to go over all the verses right now. Please just don't allow them to interrupt me.
Yeah,
Okay.
but Danny shouldn't even have to do it like that, bro. We had way more decorum.
That's all right. That's all right, Life. Hold on. Let's not complain because we're just wasting our time now. Okay. Let's just go over it. Surah 33:50. O Prophet, we have made lawful to thee thy wives, to whom thou hast passed their dowries, and those slaves whom thy right hand possesses out of the prisoners of war of war whom Allah has assigned to thee. Please don't interrupt me. Okay. Quran 23:5-6. Who abstain from sex except with those joined to them in the marriage bond, or the captives whom the right hand possess. Also see Quran 70 verse 29 and 30. Quran 4:24, which we all know, all married women are forbidden to you except your right hand possession. Surah 8, ayah 69. But now enjoy what you take in war, lawful and good, is a reference to war booty. Surah 24, ayah 32. And marry those among you who are single, and those who are fit among your male slaves and your female slaves.
Marry their male and female slaves. What's wrong with that?
178. We already went over that one. Surah 16, ayah 75. Allah sets forth the parable of 2 men. 1, a slave under the dominion of another, he has no power of any sort, and the other, a man on whom we have bestowed goodly favors from ourselves, and he spends thereof freely, privately, and publicly. Are the 2 equal? By no means.
Yeah, I love that verse. Amazing.
Praise
What's
be
wrong
to
with that?
Allah, yet another confirmation that the slave is not equal to the master. In this case, it is plain that the slave owes his status to Allah's will, according to Surah 16, ayah 71. The owner should be careful about insulting Allah by bestowing
Wait, let me respond.
on
Don't
his
worry.
slaves. I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done.
Yeah. Shotgun. When I was shotgunning the Bible, I wasn't allowed to. Go ahead.
Yeah, you did shotgun the Bible, and I'm going to shotgun
0 responses.
your Quran
Remember that.
and your Hadith.
0 responses.
Let me finish.
They said they're gonna come back to the Bible, honestly, but they didn't. Let's go.
We're going to.
Land your
After
plane.
you
I got
address
you.
all of this, let me finish. Okay, Sahih Bukhari 41.59 or 41.598. Muhammad established that slaves are property. They cannot be freed if an owner has outstanding debt, but they can be used to pay off the debt. Sahih Bukhari, book 62, 137. An account of women taken as slaves in battle by Muhammad's men after their husbands and fathers were killed. The women were raped with Muhammad's approval.
That's not what it
Bukhari,
says.
book
You're
34,
lying. You're lying.
Another account of females taken captive and raped with Muhammad's approval. In this case, it is evident that the Muslims intend on
you not only read
because
the whole
they are
verse,
concerned about devaluing the price by impregnating them. Muhammad
This is
asked
okay. This is
about
how they run, bro. All they do is just make up things and then.
Bro, you
I didn't make up anything. I gave you all the references.
Hold on.
I gave all the references. Go ahead.
Yeah. So again.
You go first, address some.
Don't even speak, bro. Just go back to sleep mode. You're already asleep earlier. Go back to sleep mode.
We got 20 seconds.
20 seconds. He went on for 5 minutes, about 50,000 references, and I get 20 seconds. This is comedy.
No. Go ahead. Time so he can address everything that was said.
Well, I too logic. All I have is one simple question.
No. Relax. All you Christians.
I paused
again.
Time so
again. Unlike the Bible, where the people in the other towns, the other tribes, the Israelites have free reign on them. Again, Sahih Bukhari 2114. Allah will oppose a man who sells a free person and consumes the price. Okay. Umar ibn Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him. Since when did you enslave the people, though they were born from their mothers in freedom? Again, there is no any reference in Islam where you just go get people and just enslave them. We have clear references opposing that. Again, now we're gonna talk about
That's the time.
clear verse in the Quran.
That's the
In
time.
chapter 90, it clearly says,
That's the
and
time.
what is the steep?
Logic, let him
You're
finish.
not gonna
That's
tell me
the
what
time.
times. I'm gonna respond to
X, keep
everything
going.
that I
X,
wish.
keep going.
It tells you in the
No,
Quran
hold on,
directly
hold on,
what is
hold
the
on,
best
hold on,
path to follow.
hold on.
Chapter 90. The
Hold
best
on,
path is to free a slave. Why are you interrupting me?
Because that's the time. The time's
Logic.
up.
I don't care about the time.
Wait, Logic. I know you don't. I don't care what you care about.
You didn't care about the time when you were looking at the Bible. This is the Christian rooms, guys. This is why no one joins them. They literally are afraid. They don't bring references.
Zay, I'm about to kick him out.
Kick me out. You're gonna know what's gonna happen. I'm about to open a response. Inshallah, join my response.
X. I will allow you to finish whatever Logic finish says. I'm gonna allow you to finish. Okay?
He said time is up when he literally let this guy interrupt.
So Zay, what are we doing? Because the time is up. When the time
you're making up a time. Wait, you're making up a time.
Logic. So this is the popcorn star. Anybody can say something now, right? So
no, I'm gonna respond to Danny, bro.
We're going on the Bible side now.
We're not going to the Bible. I need to respond to the lies you said about Islam, bro. I don't care about your Bible. I literally don't care about your
Bible. What allow you to do? What allow you to do?
So be quiet, everybody.
Wait, hold on.
Lord,
we need to establish
what is this?
What do you mean he can go on? Because
I'm gonna respond to Danny.
We gotta go to times. We got to go like 2 minutes.
You didn't care about the time when you wanted to quote all that.
That's because you filibustered for 15 minutes.
Wait, you guys will lie.
How is it fair? You said everything you said, and when we want to respond, you say time.
Down to the audience, because they're not going to shut up. Logic, go ahead and say what you got to say. I'm talking to you. What are we doing right now? Because the time is up. What are we doing right now? I know, but you said after we finish our hour, there's a popcorn.
It's not popcorn to respond.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, though. So that's what we're going to say. Let him speak. X, that's all it is. Zay, move X down because he's going to continue.
Why? I need to respond.
So move him down until we finish establishing what we're doing.
Guys, this is not fair, guys. You guys, I swear to God, you guys are not fair.
Hey, mute your mic, please.
You made a claim against Islam. Am I able to respond? Am I able to respond? And then later you wonder why no one comes to stupid Christian rooms, because you guys literally.
Okay. So, Zay, what are we doing now exactly?
All right, so you just established a point that debate, that the 30-minute, the hour is over with Christians and Muslims. Now it's a popcorn start. But they have to finish the claim first. Whenever they said, then we can start the popcorn.
No, okay. How about this?
Because we didn't get to finish.
Exactly.
Well, after the hour is over.
To be 20.
So this is what we should do then. We should now go to since it's gonna not be specific titles, I guess, or topics. We should do timed 2-minute responses. 2 minutes on each side, whatever on responses on whenever someone's speaking, up to 2 minutes. Sound good, Zay?
Moses, y'all okay with this? Yes.
I have one question.
All right.
X finish what he's saying first, though. The X finish
was about to be gone, man. It's 2 minutes each.
Zaytoon.
Yes.
What does I? What does
please?
I?
Hold on, please. Is that what do please? So we got So we're gonna bring X back up. He was already speaking for 45 seconds. So let's see. What is that? That's about 1 minute and 15 seconds that he has to finish his response.
Yeah, God logic. Before he finishes his response, just one question. What does eye for an eye means? Does it mean eye for an eye, or does it mean eye for a mouth? Slave for a slave, does it mean slave for a free man? Eye for an eye means eye for an eye. It does not mean eye for a mouth. Slave for a slave means slave in return of a slave. Free man in return of a free man. It doesn't mean anything other than that. End of story.
All right. They don't understand that though. What do? Eye for an eye.
Why is the chat turned off?
Yeah.
I turned it off because nobody knows how to be respectful. We're all adults. Nobody knows how to be respectful. So that's why I turned the chat off. Till we finish this debate, the chat will be off because nobody knows. We're all adults.
Did you remove 2 Christian sisters but no Muslims yet out of the chat for being disrespectful?
I did remove a Muslim. Yes, I did remove a Muslim out of here. But I turned that chart off because nobody knows how to be adults. This is crazy. Keep it respectful. That's all it is. We're all adults in the room. I'm the youngest one up in the room.
Well, Zaytoon, but you got to leave the chat on because I'm posting references. Now, if anybody's disrespectful, just throw them out. You've already thrown out 3 Christian sisters.
Yeah, I know, but I'm
Muslims
saying the same thing Muslims do. No, like I'm trying to think it. Nobody knows how. We are all adults in the room. We all need to be respectful in the room. That's all I'm saying about the chat. This is crazy. I don't know how you know how to be respectful.
I got that, but I want to put my references in the chat.
Zaytoon, I think you did the right thing by shutting now. It's better that way.
Shut up, Bubbles.
No, we need the references.
Come on, y'all.
Yeah, we need the chat on. If
Zaytoon, you hear
someone's
that, right? You
disrespectful,
heard
just
that,
throw them
right?
out.
Logic, you hear that? The guy just called me shut up. You hear that, right?
Yeah.
Now I want to start
X
talking.
has been telling me shut up for 2 hours now. So again, turn on the chat, and if anyone's disrespectful, just remove them.
Yeah.
No, don't turn on the chat.
I agree, Zay. If they're disrespectful, just move them, man. That way, all the disrespectful will have been moved out of the room by now.
I think the chat stay off.
Logic. Danny just said to shut up. What did he say about that? He just called me shut up. What did he say about that?
Oh, what I have to say about hold on. I have an answer. What I have to say about it is I should have removed you a long time ago for all the people you told to shut up, for you saying, oh, you called me bad logic. I shouldn't be modding. You said that in the chat earlier. So
of course I believe they should not be modding.
Beautiful. And so Danny believes you should shut up. So shut up.
Okay, how about you shut up too?
All right, beautiful.
Old believers don't take them as your friends and helpers. Old believers don't take them as your friends and helpers.
Yeah, come on, y'all. Let's go ahead and finish with the room, man. So we all go. This is crazy, man. Go ahead. Whoever trying to speak.
All right, you could post your verses in the chat, Danny. But yeah, bring back X. He has 1 minute and 15 seconds to finish his monologue. If he's gone, then good riddance. Looks like he's not in the room anymore. Looks like Jabril pulled him out. Alhamdulillah.
It's more. Zaytoon, if there's no respect here, we gotta go, bro. I mean, there's no need to be in the room there. If this guy being disrespectful to our Muslim. No. That's not
You
fair.
have literally been cursing at all the Christians in the chat, saying whatever you want, and as soon as the same energy is given to you, you're up here on the stage crying. Stop crying or go down to the audience.
Wait. Somebody said that X. Somebody blocked X. X can't get back in the room.
All right, hold on. That's me.
Possibly could be me too.
Well, it looks like it might be both of us. I'm not unblocking him, but I'll move down.
You make Danny mod before you do.
All right.
Zaytoon, how can you move an X down? I don't understand, man. This is your room, man. I don't get it.
Hey, Bubbles, go suck somebody's toes.
Come on, man.
Bro.
X plans for the comment or no. Try to find them.
I'm gonna suck my thumb.
Yeah. Let me know when X is back in. I'll bring Avery up, remod him, and then I'll drop down so you guys are the only mods. And Alpha, instead of just talking about this is your room, why don't you look upstairs? It says the God Logic Project.
Wait. Hold on, Danny. Somebody has Rashad been trying to give him the room for a minute. Somebody has him blocked.
I don't have. Well, I'm sure half the people in here have Rashad blocked. I don't have him blocked.
Well, okay, I don't blocked him. Can you just text me saying he would try to come in the room?
I don't have him blocked. I don't know who has him blocked.
Zaytoon, man, I have to go. I don't think so. Danny should be more. I don't believe in that. He shouldn't be more.
I already told you I was going to move down. As soon as everyone gets in the room. I don't want to be mod. You guys should know very well that I do not mod with Muslims.
I'd rather life to be a mod than you.
He's a good guy,
Life has to be more than you.
So as
This
soon
is
as
my
the
room,
Muslims
Danny.
come in, I will bring God Logic back up, remod him, then I'll drop down because I do not mod with Muslims. So just relax, Bubbles. Zaytoon, let me know when you guys
just relax.
Let me know when you guys are in, Zaytoon, so we can get this going again.
No, we're not coming back, man. We're done.
Bubba's, you are a left shoulder. You don't run nothing.
No, study show. You know me, man. What it is? I don't like the
Classic
disrespect,
is
man.
up here.
From Danny.
Classic is up here.
No,
Listen, Bubbles. Do you want me to PTR the messages that you've been sending me for the last hour? Stop.
How about you, man? You did the same thing.
Stop with your fake
What the
claims,
heck
dude.
you?
Stop being a victim, man.
Am I not allowed on stage? What's going on?
Yeah,
Look,
you're allowed
go
on
ahead.
stage. Don't worry about it.
Classic,
Stay
wait,
tuned.
hold on,
Is your
Classic,
guys in here?
So, X not coming back. So I'm bright. Let Avery back up. Then we can finish this off.
All right, cool. I'm gonna bring Avery back up and remod him, and then there he is right there. And then I'm gonna move down. Just move me back up. There we go.
Why is
Moderator.
my brother the life down there?
Wait, Danny, isn't Danny black? Didn't 150 years ago black people getting raped in America?
Hold on, Classic. Hold on. Yeah, but we want to do this real quick. So, Avery, what is the time now? 2 minutes each one, back and forth, popcorn style.
Yep. Popcorn style. A person has 2 minutes to say what they have to say.
All right, cool. This is gonna be held for 30 minutes. After that, we're gonna go 30 minutes.
All right, sounds good.
All right, because I'm really tired. So who trying to go?
Well, since X Planet forfeited his go, anybody wanted to respond? I don't know. Anybody wanted to say something?
I guess.
What was the question
Classic
before?
wants to go. I guess I did want to respond to Deuteronomy 20.
Well, before Deuteronomy, was it a question on slavery?
Yeah.
The whole thing is on slavery, man.
So, what kind of question?
Just so you understand what's going on here, we're not.
Wait, no logic. You're African American too, right?
Topic. So this is what's going to happen. Drastic. You're going to address me as my name, or you're going to be moved. There's no disrespect being tolerated up here. And so I'll call you Classic. I won't call you Drastic. You'll either call me God Logic, or Avery, and that's it.
I can't say no logic.
Then that. You address the topic. No going off subject. If you're going off subject, you'll be interrupted and brought back to the subject. And that's how we're doing this. So
cool.
So no interrupting, none of that. Have good decorum. You understand?
Let's get it.
All right, beautiful. Okay, so DJ, you wanted to respond to Deuteronomy 20. HK made the claim and then ran out of the room. That you're allowed to just go anywhere. The Bible teaches to subjugate lands, make slaves of foreign people, whoever you want, and yada yada. What's your response? And Scott had a response to that as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, chapter 20 of Deuteronomy is laws for certain warfare. So we start in verse 10. When you draw near to a city to fight against it, offer terms of peace to it. And if it responds to you peaceably, then it opens to you. Then all the people who are found in it shall do forced labor. They shall serve you. But if it makes no peace with you, but makes war against you, then you shall besiege it. So then you see here that there's only certain cities, as it shows in verse 16, 17, and 18, for reasons that God has proclaimed judgment on those cities. But for other cities, there's rules for this warfare. It's not the same jihad as in Islam. So, I mean, if we want to go over 16, 17, and 18, I'll be happy to do that because there's judgment that God is giving to these nations, and it's against the Hittites, Amorites, Canaanites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites. And for reason is because of 400 years of depravity and violence against innocents and killing babies, sacrificing to their gods. And 18 says, they may not teach you to do so according to all their abominable practices that they have done for their gods. And so you sin against the Lord your God. So in Leviticus 18, it is talking about those abominable practices, such as sleeping with animals, sleeping with your own relatives, and sacrificing babies to their gods. So that is why God is judging those nations. But for other nations, you are to make peace with them. And if you, well, I guess I don't know if the time is up.
No, you're still good. You got 30 seconds left.
And as Leviticus 24 teaches, you're supposed to treat people from other nations the same way you treat your own nation. It says eye for eye, tooth for a tooth. The same rule for the for the sojourner, and for the native. For I am the Lord your God.
So you mean to tell me that a non-believer is still treated the same as a believer, like the same laws apply?
That's what Leviticus 24:17 through 22 teaches.
Well, but the Quran taught and the Tafsirs taught that a Muslim is not to be killed for a disbeliever.
That's right.
Wow. Same law doesn't apply. Interesting.
Wait, is that in context of slavery?
Yes.
Well, I mean,
So can
that
you
guy
say that law
earlier
one more
brought
time?
up Deuteronomy 20 for some reason. It doesn't even have to relate to slavery.
No, what God logic said about the Quran. Can you say that law one more time? Where it
Well,
correlates to the slavery?
blind man killed his slave, right?
So can a Muslim man just kill his slave if he wants to,
Well,
regardless
the
of his
blind
religion?
man killed his slave simply because she was saying disparaging things about Muhammad.
And then what was said?
And if you kill a slave, then the man that kills the slave doesn't die. You can take one of his slaves and kill that slave. So the does the killing never dies in Islam.
Sorry, the one who does the killing never dies?
Slave for slave.
Which tafsir are you reading? Can I know?
Well,
Like which verse? Which verse are you reading from?
No, I was reading Sahih Bukhari. Is that Daif? I might have that wrong. No, I'm reading.
No, I'm wondering like where are you reading it from? Can you pin it?
No, we already went through the verse. Just Classic doesn't know his own Quran.
Oh, can I get the verse at least or the hadith? Like,
No, can you take your 2 minutes so we can move on, Classic?
yo, you guys are denying me? Like, come on.
No, we're telling you to take your 2 minutes so we can move on.
Okay, no problem. I'll take 2 minutes, okay?
Right. Ismail being raped.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll take 2 minutes, okay? First of all, the difference between slavery and Islamic Christianity is battle, okay? Battle. If you lose battle, your rights are basically gone. You're still allowed to live, okay? In Christianity, you're a slave just by your skin. Doesn't matter battle or not. Just if you are not liked, you could be a slave. You could go round up people if you want. Let's keep it a buck. Also, let's keep it on 100 oppression talks when acquiring slaves. In the Bible, let's go look at Numbers. My apologies, my time's not done. If we go look at Numbers, we'll go see how after winning a war, killing the men, they then went and killed all the women, killed all the boys, young to old, probably babies too, because every single boy was killed, young or old. Every grown woman was killed, and every woman who wasn't a virgin was killed. Then those young girls were taken as slaves only. That does not happen in Islam whatsoever. That is actually very haram. We don't condone these types of killings, forcibly only taking young girls as slaves. That's not how it works. It's a battle. Do I still have time? How much do I got? 30 seconds?
I was going to say, are you done?
You got 30 seconds.
Called it. Also, if you guys look at my PTR, you'll see that you're trying to use the Bible and Islam like it's on the same level. I have the words of God, not one mistake in it. My camel foot here is already a mistake. Is the Bible the word of God? Does God have mistakes? Trying to use your book to judge mine? That's funny.
Thank you.
Is this time up?
Can I go next?
Can I? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Scott.
I'm sorry.
Left, unfortunately.
Zaytun went into a private with X-Planet and probably some other Muslims.
He's getting in trouble.
You don't know that.
I want to jump in.
He told me.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Bubbles, watch your language.
Oh, he left already. So go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, Scott, what did that link you post have to do with the comment?
Hold on, Classic. It's not your turn. Please keep your mic muted. Go ahead, Scott.
Okay, so Classic slide, Sahih Bukhari 7108 says that when Allah judges a nation, everybody gets killed. The women, the children, the boys, the girls. Then he resurrects everybody and judges them according. So once again, that's Sahih Bukhari 7108. I wanted to talk about the women in Islam. I'm going to put in the chat a hadith where they can marry and divorce prepubescent minor slave girls. Okay, and it talks about when the slave little girl cries for her husband. Okay, I want to talk about the verse of the veiling in the Quran, where it's told the women to cover up, but they let the slaves walk around half naked so that the Muslim men can abuse them. And it's actually in the verse where it says that the Muslim women have to cover up so that they won't be abused by the Muslim men, by the perverts. He brought up African American slavery. Right now in Sudan and Libya, they're raping and killing black men, castrating black men, and forcing them into slavery. I believe that Classic is from Sudan, and he stole right shoulder privileges from us. We'll get him back for that. Also, just like Brother DJ said about Deuteronomy 20, there's this concept in the Bible called the wringing of the cup, when the Lord gets tired of your sin. And it took 400 years for the Lord to punish those nations and execute judgment against those nations. And when he executed judgment, he gave them the option for peace in the beginning so that they didn't have to get defeated. So that's how holy our Lord is. Once again, in Islam, you have a verse where you can sleep with married women, which violates the 10 Commandments. I believe the sixth one is thou shalt not commit adultery. Allah fixes the adultery for every man. And 424 says that you can rape a slave woman right away. Surah 423 is about...
That's time.
Okay.
That's good.
So can I speak now?
No, it's not your turn.
No, but he said a lot of points. I don't get to address it, or do I have to get
you have
points
to
on
wait
top
your
of his
turn.
points?
You have to wait your turn, unfortunately.
It's on Danny.
So, okay, go ahead and let me know when my clock started.
The clock is starting now.
All right, thanks a lot, bro. So, first of all, Classic, you lied when you mentioned that verse in Numbers 31. It doesn't say slaves. It says keep the little ones for yourself. That's it. It doesn't say slaves. It doesn't say sex slaves. So
I'm dead.
I'm sorry. I didn't interrupt you. So please don't interrupt me. Okay. So now I will bring a couple hadiths for you. First one, Sahih Muslim 4345. It's a narration of a military raid against a hapless tribe trying to reach their water hole. During the slaughter, the women and children attempt to flee, but are cut off and captured by the Muslim. This story refutes any misconception that Muhammad's sex slaves were taken by their own volition. Again, that's Sahih Muslim 4345. Everyone can look it up. Another one is Sahih Muslim 4112. A man freed 6 slaves on the event of his death, but Muhammad reversed the emancipation and kept 4 in slavery to himself. He cast lots to determine which 2 he was going to free. That is Sahih Muslim 4112. Now we have Abu Dawood 2150. The Apostle of Allah sent a military expedition to Autas on the occasion of the Battle of Hunain. They met their enemy and fought with them. They defeated them and took them captive. Some of the companions of the Apostle of Allah were reluctant to have intercourse with the female captives in the presence of their husbands who were unbelievers. So Allah, the Exalted, sent down the Quranic verse, Quran 424, and all married women are forbidden unto you, save those captives who your right hands possess. This is the background for verse 424 of the Quran. Not only does Allah give permission for women to be captured and raped, but allows it to even be done in front of their husbands. You can also see Sahih Muslim 3432 and Ibn Kathir, Abdul Rahman, part 5, page 14. Lastly, I'll land here. Abu Dawood 1814, Abu Bakr. He then began to beat his slave while the Apostle of Allah was smiling and saying, "Look at this man who is in the sacred state, putting on Ihram. What is he doing? The future first caliph of Islam is beating his slave for losing a camel while Muhammad looks on in apparent amusement." I think that's my time.
Thank you. All right. Classic, you can respond. You got 2 minutes. Please, somewhere along
Can I get 4 minutes?
Sometimes, please, somewhere along the lines of your 2 minutes, can you please bring the verse that addresses slaves due to their skin color, because that's what you said. So please show the Bible verse within
So
your.
can I get 4 minutes?
That posts that. You have 2 minutes.
Can I get 4 minutes?
You have 2 minutes.
Can I get 4? I got 2 full minutes of interjections. How could I possibly respond
That
to all
means
of it?
no, you have 2 minutes.
So you guys are forcibly giving me a handicap.
No, that's literally how debates work.
Are you guys scared for my 4 minutes? It's just 4 minutes.
That's how debates
I'm back.
work. When there is
Okay, no problem.
Welcome back.
Let me know when you start the time.
All right, your time starts now.
Okay, so first things first, study brought a hadith that's saying when Allah punishes a nation, He punishes the whole nation. Don't you ever forget that Allah is the most just. In Islam, we're not scared to die. When we die, we're going to Jannah, inshallah. We're not afraid of death. Allah is the most just, judging accordingly. Unlike Christianity, where He apparently killed Himself, right? But let's address another topic. It's just a topic where He said that you're allowed to marry forcibly captive children, women that have husbands. First of all, that story.
Hey,
did somebody move God Logic down?
Hold on.
Zaytoon?
Hold on, my
Did you
phone.
move God Logic down?
Nah, my phone is glitching, bro. Hold on. The app tends to glitch.
You need to.
He ended the room. The Muslims told him to end the room, and so he ended the room. Incredible. Can you guys hear me? I hope we're good. He ended the room. He ended the room. Oh man, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. You're a liar.
Bro, literally, my phone is glitching.
You're a liar.
Logic, where you at? I can't see you.
You're a liar, dude.
Logic, I can't see you. Literally,
You ended the room. You kicked everybody down. You modded up Lilo, and you had whatever her do to end the room.
Logic. I seriously cannot see you. I'm gonna take a screenshot. I legit cannot see you in this room.
I bet. How did you end up modding Lilo?
No, let me show you real quick. I'm gonna show you.
How did you end up modding Lilo?
How did I end up modding? I tried to kick it back down. I just didn't monitor. My phone is literally glitching right now.
I bet.
Hold on, I'm gonna show you real quick.
That's crazy, Zay.
Hold on. There you go. Look at my mod. Look at this. Look at my PTR. My phone is literally glitching. Everybody texting my phone, bro. I didn't end that room. My phone is literally glitching. When everybody texting too much in the back channel, my phone glitches.
Yeah, but it don't end the room and stuff like that, Zay. You modded up that chick, and that person ended the room. You or that person ended the room, and you guys did it on purpose. Suddenly, after you came back from a private room with your Muslim brothers and sisters.
Logic. Kevin, literally, my phone is glitching.
Did they tell you to do that?
Kick it back down. My phone literally was glitching. You see the PTR?
Did they tell you to do that?
No, they didn't. No, nobody told me to do it. Literally, my phone is glitching. My phone, when I get too much text message in my back channel, my phone glitches. And I can't do nothing.
Unfortunate. Well, it's all good. It's all good. We hit the 2 hour mark anyway, man. The room went as well as it was gonna go. That's the best we're gonna get, man. So good job today.
Man, this is crazy, bro.
All right, I'm about to finish my stream. Peace. Incredible. Over there, ending the rooms after they come from a private conversation. Guys, this is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. We have a few minutes left, so I'm going to drop the stream link if you guys want to come up and join and say something, because this was a different type of God Logic project today. So if you guys want to come up and share some of your thoughts, you're more than welcome to come up. Go ahead and click that link. Incredible. Cowards done ended the room, man.
You knew I was going to come up as soon as you put that link out. I hope Zaytoon's listening too. Zaytoon, you coward. You're nothing but a coward. You cower down to these Muslims daily. You went into a room and you allowed X-Planet to tell you to come into a room and shut it down, you coward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy. He says that his phone is glitching and stuff like that. He did show a screenshot that while I was just in the room with him just now, that like I wasn't showing up on his screen. So
yeah, can I just say one thing, God Logic? He's a liar because he dropped you down and then he modded Milo, or sorry, Lilo, and then Lilo started dropping everybody down and then shut the room. So Zaytoon, you're nothing but a liar and a coward.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly what happened. DJ, your device. Oh, there you go. What up, man?
Am I coming through?
Yeah, you coming through, man.
Good stream. Unfortunate that some deceivers had to come in and do that to us. It's like Zaytoon is really nice, and I want to believe him, but maybe he's just really good at being deceitful. I don't know what to tell you. It's a weird way how it glitches that way. It's a weird way how it glitches that way.
Yep. He said it's a weird way.
He's a liar. No, in Arabic we call them a kazab. He's a kazab. He's a filthy liar. And he removes Christians too? No way. No way.
Only if it was such a glitch, then everyone should have been being removed. I was the first to go, and then
I noticed that.
And then that person, Lilo, that other Muslim person, was modded. And that person was the same person that was in the room that I believe ended Ishmael's room when we were destroying them in Ishmael's room.
It is.
And, yeah, that
it's
was the same.
X-Planet's other account.
Oh, it's X-Planet's other account. That would make sense. That would make sense if that was one of his accounts on the low. That would make sense. That would make sense.
Block that one too.
That would make sense. I'm gonna have to go back and do that.
I just want to point out too, and everybody in the audience, I just want to say God bless everybody that's in the audience. The viewers, love y'all. But I just want to point out how that X-Planet is supposed to be one of the top Dai guys on Clubhouse. These Muslims called him an HK just to come and debate the Christians on this topic. Mm-hmm. And look at how bad he truly is. He's like, honestly, if I was a Muslim and I watched his performance today in that debate, I would disown him from being a Muslim.
Yeah.
Because he was an embarrassment to his own religion today.
Well, they like that.
Quick question. What do you mean by HK? I didn't understand what he called him. I know it's probably an abbreviation to not say what it is.
Yeah, that's his name. His name is HK. Just HK. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I thought it was an insult or something.
No.
Sorry.
Thank you for the super chat. Odessa, they said I joined about 30 minutes ago and have no idea what's going on. Well, just a long story short, we had a conversation on Clubhouse. We were streaming the room about slavery in Islam versus slavery in the Bible, and the Muslims ended up shutting down the room.
And we won't even say the Muslims. We will say the coward Zaytoon that cowered down to his Arabic handlers.
The Muslims.
The Muslims.
I'm sorry. This is how they are on the app. This is how they are on the app, guys. When as Chris said, top guys that try to argue on Islam, that call that make all the rooms and all this kind of stuff. Dude was crying the entire room. Has no discipline. Can't stay on the mute. Just a complete embarrassment as a man and as a human being. Complete embarrassment. and is a perfect in my eyes, and I'm sorry to the Muslims that I respect, he is more Muslim than you all, the ones who are the polite ones, the ones who are respectable, the ones who come on here and have decorum and are cordial and even give us the salam. You guys, although you are very nice and great human beings, you guys are less Muslim than he is. He's more along the Mohammedan side than you guys are, unfortunately. And that's just the truth. Shout out to Southsiders full-time ministry. Man, we're working on it, man. We're working on it. We're working towards that, getting to that full-time ministry mode. I got to set up my Patreon so that I can get all my ducks in a row. Hunter was just talking to me about it, so I was just doing a little bit of research, and eventually I'll set up the Patreon pretty soon so that we can try to go full-time, guys. This is it for me. This is what I want to do. So, but yeah. Well, come on, guys, talk to me. And if anybody else want to come on and say something, again, here's the link.
So I mean, oh, go ahead, Pro-Life.
No, I was just gonna kind of give a little praise report. So I met
Wait, can you give us the correct greeting on the stage, please?
Salam al-Masih, my brothers and sister.
Salam al-Masih. There you go. All right, go ahead.
So a couple of days ago, I met he's half Lebanese, and as everybody knows, I'm also Lebanese. And he's like, yeah, my wife's Christian, but I'm really attracted to Islam. So like, I'm kind of like reading the Quran, and I pray 5 times a day, whatever. And I said, bro, like you got to do more research in that. Like our people, we're Christians, bro. We're not supposed to be Muslim. And so I was sending him links and talking to him back and forth, and he actually just messaged me, and he's like, doing research, you speak facts. That's literally what he just messaged me. So pray for him, you guys, and Lord willing, he comes to the true triune God of the Bible.
Quick question. You said he said what about facts?
That I was speaking facts because I sent him a few like resources and videos and things like that. So I guess over the past couple of days, he was
Would you want to
doing research? You speak facts.
Would you want to connect him possibly with my email? I mean, as an ex-Muslim, I don't mind.
Yeah, I can do that. I was just reading his message now. He was just messaging me.
Awesome job.
I'll
Praise
send
God.
him a private chat the email. Sorry for interrupting you, DJ.
Oh, no problem. No, that's good. That's good. I'm just saying, awesome job. Praise God.
Amen.
So about X-Planet, he is one of the filthy ones. Sorry if I use strong. I mean, I won't cuss, but sorry if I use strong language against him.
Be real.
No, man. He's a tard and just filthy. He blasphemes every chance he gets. So I mean, I didn't mind him being in the room so we can expose him and make him look like the fraud he is. And he just blasphemes every chance he gets. And I'm happy you guys got to do that. And I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff that they lied about. Lying about their own sources, lying about our Bible. I'm happy I got to say that about Leviticus 24, because we are supposed to treat the sojourner. Well, in the Old Testament, they're supposed to treat the sojourner the same as the Israelites did.
That's right. It's amazing. What's up, guys? We got Abu Musa on the stage. We got Sugar on the stage. What's going on?
I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
I opened up YouTube because I was just waiting. I was like, they're going to lock off the room. I knew it. He was being so disingenuous in that room and so biased. The amount of Muslims that he could have kicked out and he didn't kick them out. And then he kicked out people for literally saying, like, I got kicked out. I didn't even say anything disrespectful. I just saw you've been removed from the room. I'm like, what did I do?
Sugar, I don't know how true that is. You are.
No, I did not troll. I literally didn't troll.
I can literally hear the smile on your face right now.
Bubbles, you see Danny's photo. Bubbles was like, oh, he's mocking me. So I was just like, you mocked yourself because it's literally him in the PTR. He's the one that sent the message. And then I got removed. But he can put my picture up and tell me that I should be quiet. And he's allowed to
Yo, me and you both, sugar. Me and you both.
You too, Corey.
crazy.
Yeah, they tuned the highway moved me, bro. He removed me.
Look, we had somebody in the chat said we fought for you, sis. That's right. Original Quran only Christians sticking up for each other, man. That's what
Love it.
Yeah, you know, we knew that anything could happen. This is why I have it going on YouTube as well, because it gets all exposed. It gets all exposed. What happens, the attitudes, the crying, the shutting down, the blaspheming, all this. It's all on YouTube. And I'm so happy that X Planet said hi to his mom on here. I wonder what she would think if she really saw that her son is like this. I don't know if she raised him to be like that. I don't know how that goes, man. But
I feel like sorry.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, I'll wait.
Look at these good Christians being all polite and gentle.
If that was my mother and I was speaking that way, I'd have got backhanded probably.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you recall, there was a video once, Logic, that you put up, and there was like a young Muslim who was kind of sharing some stuff in the same attitude, and you saw like his parent, for example, he didn't really rebuke him for the way he was addressing certain things. In fact, they praise each other for this type of thing, that hey, even if you're not making any sense at all and you probably might be wrong, at least you're doing something about it, and they don't just overlook it. I don't think that his mom would have said anything about it. I think she may have been actually proud of it. Not that it's a good thing, but yeah.
That's what we see, unfortunately. Abu Musa, what you got, man?
Hey everyone, am I coming through clear?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Good to hear you again, man.
A long time. I was just listening, and I hear the Muslim complaining about fairness. Like there's something called fairness in Islam. If you live in a Muslim country, there's no fairness. This conversation can never happen in a Muslim country. If Muslims had the power to shut down YouTube and stop stuff like this, they would do it. Islam they are just authoritarian, and these people they cry a lot because they are scared that Islam is being exposed. So Islam is just like it's like a basket. So you're trying to put water in a basket, it can never hold.
Yeah.
Every argument you bring to Islam, it just exposes it, and they're scared.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we wasn't able to get to everything. There was a lot of time spent complaining and whining, but because this is why in the beginning I wanted X Planet to get out his objections, to say what he did not like that he finds in the Bible, and I told him, all right, I want you to remember this and hope everyone is noting this down, because every single thing that he rolls up against the Bible, albeit it being a misconception and a straw man of what the Bible teaches, it literally goes against Islam. Everything, every aspect of slavery that he was bringing up that he was against went against Islam. That's why I was excited. Like, I'm glad you stated your position. That's all I wanted to hear, And so I'm a little bummed out that we didn't get to everything. It's such a big topic, man, but we was gonna have fun with that. Yeah, DJ?
Yeah, exactly. And it did bog down a lot of the information. We could have hit a lot more stuff in how Christianity actually promotes freeing slaves and having people be free. Jesus says he came for the lost and came to set the captives free. Paul in the letter of Philemon talks about how you should receive your brother not as a slave, but as a free man. So Christianity promotes freedom.
Yeah, absolutely. What's funny is when it talks about freeing a slave in the Quran, when it comes to freeing a slave, you free a slave in the context of you like getting in trouble. Like, let's say that you've done something, so you've like committed a sin or whatever, and you can't pay alms or whatever. one of the last resorts is, okay, you know what? As a punishment, you have to free a slave. As a punishment for something wrong that I've done, my punishment is I have to free my slave. That's the punishment. So I think that that's interesting as well.
Because because I feel like it's such a bad thing to free a slave. You free somebody, oh man, that's so terrible for you. You just free somebody, so terrible. And if you look at today, right, in Muslim, I'll take Africa for example, because that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
Mauritania in Africa, over 80% of Mauritanians are slaves. They are all Muslims. If you go to Libya today, a lot of Somalians are slaves in Libya because they went because they thought, oh, Arab people, let's go to our own people. You see how in South America, when they have a crisis, they run to the north. They are our own people, and they come for safety. If Muslims have issues, they don't go to Muslim countries. Why? Because Muslims are they will just prey on each other.
Yeah.
If Islam took over the world today, the world is done. There will be war non-stop. Muslims produce nothing. They produce nothing at all except war.
Oh, here's Al. Al, let me see. So we're on the stream right now, man. Talking about it. If you want to come on through.
No, I will join on the YouTube.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Pull up, Al. Pull up.
What I found interesting was Classic when he started to go into about slavery being dictated by skin color in the Bible.
Oh,
He
yeah.
didn't produce anything. But I was like, you're from Sudan, you're a black man. Like Muhammad had black slaves. So like, what are we talking about here? It was very strange.
That's the thing too. So hold on, let me read this because this is hilarious. So Hunter said, for my birthday tomorrow, I want you to officially open up your Patreon and get your ducks lined up. Yeah, okay, Hunter. And shout out Chloe. What? Imagine that your religion is so naive that you end a room in a Christian club just to stop it from getting exposed. That's the tough part. And speaking of that, the part about the skin color, slavery being dependent on skin color. I wanted him to bring out a verse in the Bible that says what he said. It says, and then we would have had fun going into Islam about how there were slaves based on their skin color. Literally called out the black slave, the black slave, the black slave, the black slave. You know, so that would have been fun as well, man. Like I said, there was so much. All of their objections go against Islam. Every single one. Every single objection they raised goes against Islam. Where's Al? Here's the link, Al. Come on up.
He's in the chat, bro.
Yeah, I keep sending the link.
Hey, God Logic, check the private chat when you get the chance.
Then?
Sorry, what?
I said, all right, then.
I didn't hear you. Sorry, the babies at the same time. No, I didn't hear you. What did you say?
I said, all right, then. You said, check the chat. I said, all right, then. But I just said it in a
Muslim way. No,
in a daif way. I said it in a daif way. Come on up, Al. Just hit that link and you can come right on up. Yeah, we got panelists sending super chats, man. DJ, thanks for the stream and having me. Thanks for shutting down the Dawa. Everyone like and comment. Do exactly what DJ says. Like and comment. Okay? Like this video. Make clips of the parts that you like. Share them. Whatever you want to do. It was fun. It was fun. Thank you, DJ. And our original Quran only sister Chloe for your super chats. I really appreciate you guys sending super chats while you're on the panel. We got I Am the Truth, who says 6,500 slaves dies building the stadium in Qatar. What is the punishment for that? The hypocrisy in Islamic countries is unbelievable. Precisely. The hypocrisy in Islam is on another level. Dealing with these cults, man, dealing with Jehovah's Witnesses, dealing with people who believe in God the Mother, which I had a fun conversation about last week. I have it recorded, but it's off camera, but I have the audio, so I kind of want to animate that. Like I want to make it animated, like the visual animated, to where the audio matches up with the animation of our conversation. So if you guys know somebody who does that or anything like that, please let me know, because I want to get that out. It was a good conversation. But dealing with these cults.
Wait, so do you want to put like a cartoon to it?
Yes.
So I'll send you a link of someone. If you reach out to them, I think they might be able to help you with that. They make awesome skits from the hadiths, and they make it like animated with some weird characters that move and talk and stuff. It's really cool. I'll send it to you in the private chat.
That brother Google?
Prophet Google?
No. Actually, it's something even crazier than that. I know what Prophet Google does, but even crazier than that.
Is it Brother in Christ? Is that his name? Brother in Christ on there?
No, the YouTube is Nabi Asli.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Please link me up and see what, so I can see what he can do.
Yeah, no, this guy does crazy animations. He dresses them up in like the same style. It's just bizarre. Seriously, once you see it, I'll send it here to you in the chat.
Left shoulder lies matter. Oh man, awesome. But yeah, out of all of these cults, man, honestly, and Chris, I mean, I know you've experienced talking with a lot of cults, Mormonism and everything like that. Islam, to me, in my experience, it produces the biggest hypocrites. I don't know. Black Hebrew Israelites are up there too. But man, the hypocrisy in Islam is crazy. Have you guys experienced more hypocrisy anywhere else? Or is it on par with anywhere else?
I would say that the Hebrew Israelites are coming to be a close second to Muslims. I think you're right, only because they're getting to be a lot more stubborn and hypocritical. But I think Muslims still top that chart.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Not meant necessarily a religion, but I think the pro-abortion movement is pretty hypocritical.
Yeah.
Very hypocritical.
No, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd say even sometimes atheists too.
Oh, of course. See that, thinking about it more, I still put Muslims up there.
Yeah.
In my conversations with them, and their ruling. But atheist that's a good one. Atheist might be up there.
With the topic of morality. That's the main thing I'd say. But I shot you the link in the main chat, and yes, he's a Christian brother, so you'll definitely enjoy connecting with him on that.
Awesome. Mash Yeshua, all praise to the triune God. Okay, so I'm saving his YouTube right now. I'm gonna send it to myself. Yeah. Any more thoughts, guys, before we wrap it up? Is there anyone else that wanted to come on and talk? I put the link down there, Al. I don't know why you didn't come up, man. But whatever.
Oh, thank you, God Logic. I'll just step back and watch and listen.
Okay. For sure, brother. For sure. Thanks for coming up.
Oh, thank you too. Thank you, everyone.
Let's see.
Yes, same. Thanks for having me up.
Always, sugar. Always. Thank you, sister, for coming through.
Kicked out sisters, me and Sugar. Let's get it.
The Kick Sisters. Yeah. All right. Well, if that's it, then I think that I'm going to wrap up this stream. No need to push it on longer than it has to be. So thank you guys for coming through. I hope you guys enjoyed what was displayed. You see what we have to deal with on Clubhouse. So that's that. Any last words, my brothers and sisters?
God bless everyone.
Yep. Stay away from Islam. Come to Christ.
Oh, look who it is.
Hey,
Wow.
brothers. How's everybody?
What's up, Al?
Al?
Wow, what a blessing, bro. That was a good discussion. You guys destroyed it.
We tried to get to as much as we could, but there was just so much crying, man. So much crying. And notice a lot of the crying came once we started to address Islam.
Yeah,
That's when a lot of the crying came.
Did you pay attention? He literally read that 20-minute dialogue like twice. The
Yes.
same thing, over and over.
Yes.
Just to kill time.
Yes, of course. That's why I paused the time when he was trying to read it. I paused it. Absolutely. Because I knew exactly what he was doing. And you're not about to just run through our time to try to read an entire tafsir, not addressing what any of the points that we're asking you or bringing up. You just want to read an entire tafsir? Okay, no problem. We'll pause the time and then we'll continue.
Yeah, they're grilling. All their brothers are grilling that you guys embarrassed all the Muslims, and so they put them like they're really grilling right now because obviously like they feel like they've been humiliated because of those two guys.
Hey, can I also just point out how beautiful it was that you had a Muslim kick his own Muslim brother off of the stage?
Of course. That's right. That's right. And now he's gonna get a lot of smoke for that. He's gonna get a lot of smoke for that.
Well, he had to close down your room just to be able to keep talking with them. That was his initiation to stay in their group.
Yeah, it's tough.
Hey, God Logic, I didn't feel the love, brother.
What you mean?
I sent you a beautiful hadith. I thought you're gonna read it for us.
Oh man, sorry. I sure did. You did say it completely slipped my mind, man. It was a lot, trying to manage everything, man. It was a lot. So I completely forgot. You could have came on and shared it yourself. You could have came on, Al, and shared it. Did we lose you?
God Logic's making excuses for himself now. He said you could have come on and shared it.
Is it okay if I read it, brother?
Goodbye. And I see why Chloe got kicked out the last room. I understand. You probably deserved it. Okay.
She's probably talking about you in the chat.
Yeah. Was probably talking about me in the chat, got disrespectful, and Zay kicked her out, defended me. Incredible. Wow. You're back, by the way.
Look at this abuse, man. Look at you guys are lucky I love you.
Yeah, we can hear you now, Al.
You know who's top on the hypocrite list now?
Who?
Never mind.
All right. Beautiful. Beautiful. What was you saying, Al? Before we were really interrupted by Chloe.
No, it's all good. Is it okay if I read this hadith? There's actually two narrations from two different books. Yeah. So this is Sunan Ibn Majah 25:17 for the audience. Jabir ibn Abdullah was heard to say, pay attention to what he says, right? It says, this is the Sahaba, the companion of the beloved Prophet, right? So he says, we used to sell our slave woman and the mothers of our children, awaldina, when the Prophet was still living among us, and we did not see anything wrong with it. So pay attention. So we used to sell our slave woman, right? I mean, we know that this is from the Islamic history. This is all known. But did you know that they were selling the mothers of their children? Like literally, they would. So this is Islam for you, bro. And the third part is when the Prophet ﷺ was still living among us. So Muhammad was living with his companions. They were doing this, transactions. They would literally make, you know, babies, or even their wives, you know, when, you know, we talk about the swapping wives and all that. But look at this, you know, Muhammad was still living among them, and they didn't see any, we, meaning Muhammad himself as well, we did not see anything wrong with that. How can they justify? How can they justify this type of, you know, selling? Like, of course, you know, if the slave woman, that's okay. But the mothers of their children, this is Islam for you, bro.
Beautiful. The religion of peace. The religion of peace and freedom and salvation. Man, it sounds like the hadiths are really Islamophobic album. They're Islamophobic.
At the end of the day, you know, like if you cite the Islamic sources, you know, accurately, like my brother Chris Claus does all the time, you know, you're an Islamophobe, you know?
Yeah, Islamophobe. Oh, man. But thanks for those two beautiful references, Al. We're going to end it there. Stay tuned, guys. I'll get back on with a regular live stream just on the channel, inviting more people to come on the stage, Muslims, Hebrew Israelites, atheists, whoever. And, you know, hopefully get some abortionists on the panel so that we can
man.
these
I'll
type
be
of
up here.
yeah. I'm working on that video. That's going to be the next video that I post, the abortion video. That's going to be the next one.
And then we're gonna come on, and then you and Chris are gonna come on my channel, and we're gonna do a review. I'm gonna critique God logic.
Please critique me and sharpen me so I can the next time. You know, I'll be even.
I'm doing it with you, God logic. We're gonna be.
Yeah.
Trust me, that's gonna be something. You down, Chris? You want to critique God logic more?
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Bet.
Okay, I'll try to have the video up by. What's today? Tuesday? By Thursday. I'll have it up by Thursday.
Awesome.
All right, Masha Shua. God bless all the saints in the room. God bless all the listeners. If you're not a Christian, come to Christ. He's the only way. And stay tuned for more content on the God Logic Project. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Be blessed. Stay prayed up. And remember that the original Quran affirms the gospel message of Jesus, that he died for our sins, rose on the third day, and is the divine Son of God, united in essence with the Father and the Spirit. Hallelujah. Alhamdulillah, Yeshua. God bless.
It's God.